All right, hello everybody. Welcome to VR Master League. I'm Palidore, and I'm being joined here by Wit on the cameras for the streams today. We've got so much, or not so much for subtlety. We've got so much for subtlety later. We've got SirDimwi right now. We've got Strembitsky. We've got a lot of S names here. I'm going to be one of them. Sir Palidore soon. But welcome to the stream nonetheless. We got matches starting really soon, which is to say, my mic is maybe busted, says Gilligan. Well, I hope not, because we're here and we're ready to start in the next 20 minutes with our European Challenger Cup. It's a long weekend full of so many matches for multiple regions here, and I'm excited to get going. How's it going there for SirDimwi and Mr. Strembitsky?
It's going good. I mean, so long as I'm still here, which I'm pretty sure I am. But this is an exciting day, and just the very beginning of the really exciting day. And yeah, I mean, we got a whole bunch of really exciting, really good matchups to look forward to. I mean, this is stuff these guys are going to be fighting to get into, the finals, and that's the stakes don't get much higher unless you're actually in the finals. So I mean, this is like, what I mean, the penultimate, high stakes situation we have going on, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah, Strem, what about you? I know you've got another week or so till you have to start being concerned with your matches, but I'm glad, because that means we have you here on the cast.
A good excuse to want to cast this, other than just wanting to be a part of this tournament, is that I get to see who I potentially will play next weekend. So honestly, a lot of me feels nervous, a lot of me feels excited. I think they're going to be really good games. I'm just looking at the VR Master League website right now and just looking at all these teams. It's going to be kind of nuts.
It's a good word for it. Yeah. Hopefully my mic is a bit better for you guys there in the chat. I think Windows is just playing a trick on me, as it often does randomly. That said, yeah, we got potentially our casters cams here. Maybe, I'm not sure. We're working on it. We're having a little bit of tech difficulties, but you know what? That's kind of an echo tradition at times. You know, it's okay. Because you know what? What matters today is we have some great matches for you. We have high stakes, and I'm kind of, in that sense, relieved that I get to be here on the caster's desk and not facing that kind of pressure. You know, it's high pressure for sure. I know it's double a limb for these European Cups, that said, but still, yeah, there's a lot at play for sure. And you know, I'm excited to see what happens. I mean, we got 4 matches for you at least on venues here today for the European side. Later on, we have North America. That's gonna be at 3 p.m. Eastern time, or rather 3 p.m. Pacific time, so a few hours earlier than normal for our typical venue slots for the European, and then for the North American side a few hours later, and that's going to be the case both days here. So we got some good stuff on the way. Now, I know we have, you know, some of our casters too, and our mod team. I mean, all playing in this cup. We have just a ton of participants in the European side, 16, I believe. Perhaps 17, but we have on the North American side at somewhere around the lines of 70. I mean, there's just a bunch to look forward to today.
There really is just so much to look forward to today. I mean, this is that time. This is the time of the season, man. This is only the 3rd time we've done it, including preseason, and it's just, it has that extra thing to it, you know, where like you wake up that day and it just feels like a special day. You know, it reminds me of, like, you know, being in school. You know, you got the field trip coming up, you're going to be gone for like 3 days, and you get up that morning, that feeling you have that morning of like everything, you know, that day is different. It's a unique day. It's a big day. It's an important day. That's what this feels like to me anyways.
No, absolutely.
Maybe it would feel a little bit different if I was actually competing, but that's how it feels to me, at least as a caster.
Yeah, and you know, one of these days, maybe you and I will be back into it. I know I had talks with Strem recently about that. Just, you know, the itch. As much as I do enjoy casting, for sure, sometimes that competitive itch. You see some of these games in the late season and how intense they are, and the team play being so incredible does give you that feeling that you just kind of want to get back sometimes. You know, the team play that you get in Echo Arena is something that just cannot be replicated outside of, I believe, traditional sports. Really, just you know, banding together to accomplish something great. And on that note, Strem, your team's kind of familiar with that, so tell me a little bit of how you guys are feeling, because you know what, I do want to touch on the fact, and I know the metas are different a bit between North America and Europe, getting more close together these days in terms of the speed and things like that. But I just wanted to go to you real quick because you know, for Kangarillas, I know that was the whole 4v4 meta. You mentioned it in the past. It took a while to adjust, but how are you feeling about the progression of Echo this past 1 year, essentially, since we started making that shift?
In terms of the progression of Echo, I mean, with 3v3, people were excited to move on to 4v4 because they felt as if they solved the meta. They got to the end. There was nothing better than what we were doing. And I was one of the people who thought that. I know the majority was definitely thinking that. And then when 4v4 came out, a lot of people adapted really quickly. Kangarillas, my team, was definitely not one of them. We didn't even qualify for the preseason. But in terms of the meta and how it's progressing in terms of all the teams, I think that the 4v4 meta, we're not even close to, like I said, solving. Essentially, with all of our experience in 3v3, it helped accelerate the meta in 4v4, and everyone knew what they were doing at a much earlier in terms of time spent in the meta. We accelerated much earlier than otherwise. However, I still think that the ceiling in terms of how good you can get in 4v4 is not even close to being reached yet. And honestly, that is really exciting and terrifying to me, because that means that any team at any given point during a season, or even at any point during the finals, they could have secrets or strategies that could really blow the meta apart. And yeah, it's just a really interesting thing to think about, that, you know, there's so many waters that have not been tread in terms of the meta. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens, especially in the finals for this season. Even today with these quest teams, you know, like I do believe that the lower tier, say the quest teams below master tier, maybe below diamond as well, the meta down there is definitely much different, not necessarily as a fault of theirs, but just, you know, they've been playing for less time, they have less experience with the meta, so they try to, you know, find their own way through the problems they encounter by other teams. And yeah, it's just really, really interesting to think about. And we're going to see a lot of interesting things on this qualifier today, especially the variation between NA and EU, but also next week it's going to be a whole different monster. And honestly, I'm just excited. Palidore, you're muted.
Oh, that was a thing. But yeah, a lot of people are excited for that for sure. And, you know, I think your team, you know, definitely always in contention for being on top slots and making for exciting matches. I think for the rest of these players, though, here in the Challenger Cup today, for those joining us, whether in Twitch, on Oculus venues, on YouTube, Facebook Live, thanks for joining us. This is the second to last week of the season. This has been a 10-week season, and these teams are trying to get to that point that Strem is talking about, this Challenger Cup, an open qualifier, essentially here, where any and all teams who registered by that deadline and had their rosters locked, and they're free to come here and compete for those last couple slots to make that top 8. The top 6 had already qualified based on their season standings from the regular season. But yeah, now we are in post, and it is pretty much all up in the air. It's double elimination here for Europe, with these teams competing. With North America will be a single elimination later on, because there are somewhere in the area of 70 some teams competing. So it is crazy, but it just shows how amped everyone is to get into that postseason, to compete for their share of that $3,500 prize pool there. And it's just, there's a lot of good stuff going on the way. And for those again joining us there on venues, on Twitch and what have you, we will be starting in approximately 17 minutes or so with our first match. Just kind of a pre-show discussion of sorts. Apologies that we couldn't get the cams up. We did have them initially right before we went live, but now they have magically disappeared. But such is the case with live streaming. Oh yeah, well, Wit. Glad to have him back. That said, I blame him too a little bit, but
love having Wit back.
Wit, of course, going to be another one of those teams we're going to see right there, along with Strembitsky, in the coming finals. And it was a very dramatic ending for those who joined us in venues last week. It was a very intriguing, if not dramatic, ending, and discussions that ensued after that. Won't get into all of it, but point is,
good word.
Yeah, I mean, is what it is. But for Illuminati there, maintaining getting their space there in the top 6 for North America, and that was definitely a story of the week, as well as Alpha. And I mean, we had Team Gravity dropping their first match on that venue. There was a lot of interesting stuff that actually happened in venues last week, now that we go back to it. But yeah, it's all the same, just leading up to these finals and these Challenger Cups. And Dimwi, just what are your thoughts overall on just kind of the game at the top level on that note, and how it's developed, with just how close it's been in these final weeks, especially?
I wasn't gonna go here, but because it's I have to hit on a slight, not a tangent, but like a tangential note to an analogy, because Strem mentioned we're nowhere near the ceiling, and that at any point some other team could figure something out that no one else has figured out and get above. So we're kind of in. If you scoot the camera back out, like even further than like season level, when you go even further out, and you're looking at the overall progression of the game and the teams that are rising up. They're kind of it's almost an arms race, and it doesn't feel that way a lot of the time, because you do still have you see a lot of the same faces up near the top, but that's they did have a bit of a head start. And what it reminds me of, this is the thing, the tangent. I've been playing this other game called Teamfight Tactics. I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but part of the fight is it's like an arms race, and if you get just behind the curve, you're out of the game. And you're out. You can try to catch back up. Maybe you'll get lucky and get a nice hop up, but you're out. Once you're behind that curve, the power curve, you're out. And that's kind of, it almost feels like we're getting to that point in this arms race where teams that, aren't quite up to that curve, unless they get a nice big, kick up, are going to have a choice, so when we're talking about, teams aren't at that ceiling yet, you've got a lot of teams. We're in that curve right now. And it's hard to tell, because sometimes you'll start out really weak and get your curve will be steeper, whereas someone else will start out strong and they have a much more shallow curve. And that's where those catch-ups will start happening. And I think we're approaching that point. I think we'll see it in the next season 3, season 4, of teams that you don't expect to catch up, catching up. And competing at those top levels, teams that teams that I'd love to point out, I'd love to make my prediction. Ding is going to be one of them. Toxin's going to be one of them. Baked has the opportunity to do it. Underrated rookies can do it. There's a lot of these new rookie teams that are just so good and so competitive that these teams that have been around, they're going to be surprised, man, because I see a lot of talk, and I'm not sure the rookie teams are getting as much credit as they honestly deserve, because there's some serious talent down there, and especially once we see the shakeup after finals is over, we always get the shakeup. No telling what's going to come from that. No telling what season 3 is going to look like. I'm just so excited for the future of this game.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you talk about those rookies as well. We had the rookie finals, in last weekend as well. Just been a busy last few weeks. So we had Gyro in Europe competing and winning that rookie finals tournament here, and Ding over in North America. So those were our 2 champions. They were some great matches, without a doubt, and really some impressive upsets happening in certain brackets throughout. I know. Strem was super impressed at just the level of play that he saw last week. We were discussing it a lot and how advanced that the meta has gotten. Even though some people, going back to what he said earlier, tend to take some time to find their way and discover what works and doesn't work in the meta and things like that. At the same time, there's also a lot of people who, based on the prior history of Echo, they've been able to establish that kind of that prior knowledge, taking from the streams, taking from the videos, a lot of great content creators, all over the place in Echo and Echo Arena, and able to really integrate themselves into the play style and the ebbs and flows of Echo a lot quicker than prior history. I think a lot of that is definitely a testament to not only the growing user base, but just the growing media base that we have and the coverage that we have for so many matches. And yeah, it's really fun to watch, and it's kind of a different scene, even just in this last year or so alone, since I've last stepped into the arena, so to speak, competitively. And kind of crazy how fast things can just blow by you. But that said, going to the match here, upcoming, it's Baked Potato versus Biscuiteers. Now, should have the brackets all posted, and teams are busy checking in, and definitely want to give a quick shout out to our Great League mods as well, and Alakos, who I believe will be playing today for non-esports. But we got Daniel McFabulous and Echo Zero, Gilligan, Nada, Princess, Sneaky Evil, and Wit also manning the cameras today. So a lot of moderators heavily involved in both, helping organize and just keep us organized from the caster's end. And then just the same, going out to play and compete for the glory and the pride. So can't wait to see that. And
it's going to be a really exciting day.
Yeah. So with that said, now for our European section of the cast today, we do have Baked Potato and Biscuiteers that will be starting first in about 10 minutes or so from now. So we're going to start winding this down and kind of get right into the matches and get set for that shortly. But following that, we also will have in the second round, we have Blade versus A-Team, it's looking like. Then we'll have the winners of Hellbent and Team Comet versus the winners of Nameless and Destroyers for the third stream. And then the fourth will be the winner of that round 3 versus potentially Quackheads. Now, I don't want to make any guarantees, but they are the favorites here in the brackets today, being in that number 1 seeded slot. They'll be facing the winners of Adam and Arctis, and then going on to face the winners of Blade and A-Team. So will be interesting to say the least, but we're gonna follow these high-level matches all the way through, and then we'll be back to you at the end of the day with hopefully a solid series of plays throughout these 4 rounds. Tomorrow we're going to finish it out with our semifinals and our finals, and as well as the lower bracket finals. So it's a 2-day event, and we're going to get right onto it. 2 regions, and who knows how many dozens, if not hundreds of games, and words being said by us excitedly, I hope. That said, we're going to follow this soon here, getting into the matches. So I think we're going to go back to a brief intermission here. Hopefully get the cams working at some point in the day, but we shall see about that. But either or, until about 8 minutes from now, thanks for joining us. We will be back shortly with your first match. All right, everybody, welcome back to VR Master League, and we are ready, just about at least, to get underway with your first match of the day here of the European Challenger Cup in Season 2. So, once more, for those who didn't join us a little while ago, well, I'm Palidore. I've got SirDimwi casting beside me. We've got Strembitsky about to do some analysis between the rounds, and we have Wit on the camera. So, a lot of all-star faces here on the casting booth, and we're about to see some teams competing for those chances to make the finals in the championships next week. So excited to do this. SirDimwi, how you feeling as we get ready to go?
Yeah, this is game one of a big day, big weekend, big week. As Biscuiteers on the left there. They're going to be running with Snowy Blue, who I believe is a sub. Stu 94, Albafon's Project Rich T on the right there, and Blue Baked Potato, Crispy Cabbage, Jack's Pie, your boy Sam, and Pixel Cracks. As we get launched out here for round one between these two teams.
All right, so here we go, guys. That first joust is underway and going to be taken by Crispy Cabbage. Now, your boy Sam, well, oh boy, he gets the first couple points for Biscuiteers right off the bat.
Nice little whip of the shot there from your boy Sam, who brings that one in. 10 seconds into round one here. We are kicking it off here. Baked Potato going to take a 2-point lead here as the Biscuiteers come out with this joust advantage.
My bad, I said the wrong B word. Not that one, I meant Biscuiteers. Anyways, Baked Potato, Biscuiteers, and off we go once again. So this launch out offensively, it's Albafons with a disc, gonna just drive it on or in as a cross available. Now goes for it. A little bit of a misread perhaps there. One player diving off the anchor, the other one just going for the stun, and then nonetheless it will be returned here. Albafons just passes hands, and a Pixel right there, who, as I do recall from last week and from other streams, quite the good goalkeeper. That said, still gonna have to defend this one once again. Gonna try it, and your boy Sam with a steal actually, and he'll get it clear. So back to the other end of the floor as we get this disc. Just missing on that one, but we'll retain it. The goal momentarily open again, but nope, it's just gonna be cut off. A good punch going in, kind of nullifying each other. Crispy and Project Rich there with the double stuns. Will be Project Rich T sending it off to the midfield. And that will be another clear as well. So we'll be now off into the blue zone as it gets just retained once again by Biscuiteers, or Baked Potato looks like. So just a lot of struggle to maintain some control. I mean, those first 2 points coming in early, but now the last minute and a half or so just kind of back and forth and trying to take advantage maybe of some goals if they can get that balanced defense at the works, but will just be Jax taking it away, making a run at it. But look at that snag from Albafons. That was a very fine save there as it gets maintained once more by Baked Potato in the tunnel. I do believe maybe Dimwi having some potential cam issues, so we'll just have a Palicast for now, unless Strem wants to join in the next second. But that being said, we're going to have just a continuation of these brawls and these loose discs forming end-to-end all over the place as Jax sends it across to the side panel, and now it's going to be taken by Sam. Sam getting stunned out by Stu, and the stalemate does continue, it would seem.
Now we've got Sam there recovering the failed clear, passing all the way back to Jack's Pie. Unfortunately, he is covered, so Stu stuns him out. Now Project tries to get the disc, but it's slapped out by Baked Potato. Snowy Blue recovers. Maybe a missed throw there, some tracking issues potentially. So your boy Sam does get a shot though, but Stu with the save, and now he's going to clear it all the way down.
All right, so back to the midfield it goes, and there's another clear trying to get some of those boosts going, but well, look at there. It's just another interception. And I mean, right now, Baked Potato doing a pretty good job at getting these discs back, but still trying to get their offense at the works as it just gets stuck in the midfield. You have Pixel Cracks way deep in the back line there. And really for both sides of the floor, having these deep backliner players. And what it is resulting in is you'll see clears oftentimes is you're going to get, especially if the clear goes down center, that's when you see those interceptions happen over and over. So it's definitely a big push and pull when you're kind of playing that clear game.
Yeah, right now what I'm seeing, it looks like the momentum, you know, they're not in the lead right now, Biscuiteers, but the momentum is definitely in their favor, I believe. They're winning almost every brawl that I can see. They're getting the clears, they're getting the stops. They just need to find a way to put down points here, and I think they're going to be able to ride that momentum to pretty good lengths here.
Yeah, and just right now it's been like all up and down the full length of the floor. This time though, maybe Biscuit is in position. Let's see. Nope, just another steal off this time from Pixel. So Pixel dishes it to the back line, but there's that midline player there. Project couldn't quite get the disc, so it will be Crispy Cabbage coming away with that one. That's a deep one right down the center. And as it bounces right into the bubble and then back out again, will be retained by Albafons this time. Nice job on the recovery. The stalemate continues right here, Strem.
Albafons now passing it all the way down to the tunnel for Stu. Stu's looking for a clear through the tunnel. Hopefully his team is going to be boosting for it. Right now, it looks like Baked Potato is going to get there first. They do. Pixel now with an attempted clear. Bounces off the pyramid. It looks like Albafon is going to be able to get it. He clears it forward, but it bounces again into Your Boy Sam. I think we're just going to... We need to see more passing between these teams. Right now, both teams are just recovering clear after clear, and nobody's really getting anywhere, it seems.
And you know, some of it too, obviously, could be a warm-up situation where not only in Echo Arena and for these tournaments here in VRML and so on, that it's not only a warm-up of the physicality, but just a warm-up mentally speaking too. You know, knowing the stakes, knowing the stream factor. Right here, looking for this scoring factor, but just getting stunned off by those diving players on orange, and now they're going to boost out. So good job here. Biscuiteers maybe about to retain and sends it over to the other lane where there's unfortunately no one awaiting. So it will get loose again as it's recovered by Crispy Cabbage, and Crispy some clever maneuvering just to find some space.
Yeah, Crispy finding his time there. He's got space. He's going to back up. He passes to Bowtie to Your Boy Sam. Now Sam looking for the cross pass. Unfortunately, he's fighting a guy covered, but the bounce pass, actually, self-pass goes back to him. He had a chance there, but he did get stunned out really quick. Clear gets to Crispy Cabbage. He then passes it into the bubble. It's going to bounce loose out. Now we've got Sam recovering the disc. Hopefully just looking to slow down and get a nice little passing play here. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Passes below goal to Jax Pie, who then just jumps up and dunks it in for a 4-point lead now.
Wow, that was a 5.5 minute series of plays there, back and forth. No one getting firm control for all too long there. I mean, there were some attempts at the goal, but just between, you know, some of the steals, the interceptions, the brawls, a lot of those discs just being knocked loose and really not able to find too much going. But that said, sometimes, and I say this a lot, all it takes is that first score after a long drought, and then suddenly things pick up again. It's not unusual to see here in the rhythm of Echo and the rhythm of sports. So we'll see how long it takes them this time. But I mean, up by 4 is Baked Potato, and they're going for another score off of this clear if they can.
It's going to be a boosting race here. It looks like Biscuiteers were a little bit too fast. Now, Your Boy Sam did have an open goal. He couldn't find the angle for the shot, though. But now both goalies pressuring. It's going to be an even more open goal now. Your Boy Sam now taking his team to a 6-point deficit.
And just like that, 5.5 minutes, 34 seconds now. And that second, or this third goal of the match. So there you go. Cap was broken, and there's the scores now coming in mighty quick that time in comparison. Baked Potato looking pretty good here in this first round now in terms of taking this potentially away, but they've still got some time to play yet. Biscuiteers with 2:40 left, and Pixel Cracks with the disc, though, gonna just slap it to the wall.
A lot of really crucial brawling happening here by both teams. You know, whenever there's a loose disc and it looks like one team had their chain ready first, it just ended up, you know, getting stunned. But now we got Snowy Blue just crawling along the backboard with the disc and finds a way past the goalie. That's going to be the first points for Biscuiteers of this series. And the game's not over. We got 2 minutes. This is definitely winnable for both teams. Let's see what can happen.
Absolutely. So, all right, we'll see. I would say, based off earlier, obviously the pace was a bit slower, but I mean, we've got a couple of quicker scores now. So that said, there's another one. Before I could barely finish a sentence, I mean, just Crispy Cabbage coming in with a score. I mean, not even enough time for the UI to come up. It was so quick. So 8 points to 2 with less than 2 minutes left.
You know, if you're going to be clearing, you know, especially against these teams where clearing is not a horrible strategy, you have to make sure you clear like that with the teammate boosting. That was a textbook play of, you know, off the joust, clear and boost, got the easy 2-pointer, and now it's again a 6-point lead for Baked Potato.
All right, so 126 left as that clear goes through for Biscuiteers, needing some immediate offense if they can manage it, but looks like it'll just be JackSpy with a disc again and looking to maybe put some more points on the board, buying them some great momentum with a spin shot, a nice little flourish there coming in, and I can see, I have the comms muted, but I can see the players engaged physically over that saying, all right, I see you.
Okay, Crispy, okay.
That was crispy.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And now we've got 50 seconds roughly to round out this game here. We've got Biscuiteers making a good rollout here, good passing, ends up clearing down the left tunnel. It doesn't look like Pixel is actually going to be here to recover it, but with the boost back, JackSpy and Pixel both get back. The disc is very loose right now, bouncing off heads into the hands of JackSpy, clears it all the way down. Now it's in the tunnel. The clear does get through. It's actually a favorable clear. That bounce is not favorable though, and it gets into the hands of Biscuiteers, who clears it all the way downfield. And now Pixel is going to be here trying to recover, but the boost might be faster. Looks like your boy Sam's got it now, and he's just gonna try to clear it again. Just doesn't get all the way down. Maybe Crispy Cabbage is gonna get it here, and hopefully he will clear it down. But no, now Stu has it. Stu tries passing potentially, but it ends up in the hands of Pixel, who clears it all the way down.
All right, now with the round indeed winding down, will be the solid victory after a low-scoring affair. Only 2 points in the first 5.5 minutes. And then once that score went through, suddenly floodgates open for blue team, for Baked Potato. So they will take that advantage in the first round, 10-2. And as we go to the stat screen here, get a little read for you as believe, well, we had Dimwi for a while, and now we do not, but maybe he'll be rejoining us soon. So I'm definitely glad we have Strembitsky here to to pave the way for a duo cast be maintained. But what have you noticed so far from this stream and from this match?
To be completely honest, it seems like a pretty obvious difference between these two teams. When both teams are clearing it and they're boosting and the disc is loose, they look pretty much exactly dead even in skill. But as soon as the team starts slowing it down and passing, we saw both teams try to do that at different points throughout that round, but it just looked as if Baked Potato was just making their passes. Every pass that they wanted to connected, or at least more often than it did on the side of Biscuiteers. So really, I just want to see more passing plays between both teams, and hopefully we can see Biscuiteers start hitting and making their passes, because just a lot of mechanical mistakes that I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, and again, it's kind of a question too, just of how much that has to do with warm-ups, both physically and mentally. So I think that'll be a factor. Oftentimes you will see these teams across the league and across any division really come in, and sometimes the first round really doesn't go their way. Sometimes the flow is a little bit off, but as is the case with 10-minute rounds, as is the case with potentially 20 to 30-minute games, you're going to get these cases where a second round, a third round, they can be completely polar opposites in terms of the game's personality and the flow to it all.
Absolutely, and something that's also important to note is just this is a double elimination tournament, at least for the EU side, I know. So it'll definitely be interesting to see these teams, perhaps if they play really sloppy, you know, maybe missed passes, not necessarily strategical errors, just mechanical mistakes. If we see a team like that lose their first game, and then in the losers bracket, it'll be really interesting to see how that changes. You know, it'll provide a lot of insight into like the mental battle that they could be facing as a team here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and well, I mean, with the round now about to be underway, we did have a brief restart there for one reason or the other, but it wasn't too long. So teams just gathering their thoughts, and they're entirely entitled to that. Take those up to 5 minutes if they do wish between rounds. But yeah, with that said, we're off to round 2 now, and indeed the Twitch chat, the venues viewers might have noticed as well that the overlays a bit different now. We got some new stats integrated into the mix. Big thanks to Ignite for helping power that and make that happen. And yeah, we've got a better read at some of the possession stats now, shot attempts, things like that, and looking to add more and more over time. So that said, all right, here we go. Round 2 is off and underway.
We actually saw Biscuiteers win the joust this time, which was different than round 1. Round 1, Baked Potato won the joust and scored immediately off of it. Now we got a loose disc. Stu now looking for some passes. He is covered, makes the good cross pass, and then followed by another cross pass right in front of the goal. Almost a really good shot, trying to aim for the right pocket there, but it is saved. Pixel now with the clear all the way downfield. It's gonna not bounce. It's actually gonna get all the way down. Now we got a boosting race here.
All right, and off to the races indeed it is, and the open goal, maybe? Nope. Look at that speedy stack coming in from Snowy and Albifons. That said, diving out was Snowy, and Snowy's going to get that disc knock loose, seeing if they can recover it, but Pixel Cracks gets it playing up here in the midfield and brawling heavily now, Crispy Cabbage as well as your boy, and they're going to get possession right back to here for Baked Potato.
Crispy now just biding his time, moving up towards the bubble. He sees that 4 defenders are in the bubble. He doesn't need to push this. He's also got a back pass on double. He's just going to take his time. This is really, really smart by him. He tries to juke Stu and then pass to Jax Pie, who does get it above the goal. He's free right now. He takes the shot, finds the lane through the goalie there. And now that's the 2-point lead. That was a really good play. They slowed it down. They played really, really smart there, I thought.
Oh yeah, the slowdown just as important as the speed sometimes, of course. You know, I do dwell sometimes a lot on the passing play and how much I love it and how good it is. And it is an absolute great tool, but of course the speed as well, needless to say, in Europe has always been immense. And the thing is, speed can make up for so many errors as well. So it can really afford you to make some mistakes sometimes if you can get those stacks together. But you like to see that mix up, you know, fast and slow, just depending on what the situation dictates. As much as anything in Echo, controlling that pace is a big part of the game.
Now we do have Biscuiteers here recovering the disc. Rich T potentially crashing there. Some tracking issues definitely causes the disc to turn over to Jax Pie. Jax Pie is going to be able to recover. He might go for this 1v1. He opts to pass for the shield. Another really smart play, but Project now back. No tracking issues on that play. Gets a really, really good crucial save. Pixel now, he is ready for the clear. He passes it back up field, bounces just barely off of the ramp, ends up near the floor. It's another loose disc, and now your boy Sam is going to be looking for passes. He does have a back pass in the tunnel, but he doesn't need it. He's not covered. He has all the time in the world to just take... but he does move forward, and Snowy Blue with another good dive. We saw that earlier in this round as well. Now Project with the disc, passes it across to Snowy Blue, who then clears it, and now it's going to be a race downfield to see who can get this.
All right, well, unfortunately for Biscuiteers, they do have Pixel right in the deep end, so even though the speed was pretty good on the behalf of the Biscuiteers stack, it was still that deep back liner that helped enable the clear, the recovery, and now possibly the very gentle, well, not so gentle anymore, ding-dong from your boy Sam.
You know, maybe just going for some psychological warfare there. Just he didn't overdo it, just a single ding, just, you know, letting everyone know that he had the disc and he had time. Now that's a 4-point lead for Baked Potato. Now we've got Biscuiteers off the offensive joust.
Everyone knows, all right. Definitely a move to pull that can, honestly, it can hurt teams just as much as it helps sometimes. Obviously, the mental game is a strong thing, but the shot is an even stronger one from Jax Pie, making his name known in that offense. Well, it'll grow their lead to 7 points now.
You know, we saw Baked Potato. I said that I thought that their passing game was definitely a little bit better than Biscuiteers here, but now that we see that above the slow passing game, they also can make the long shots. It's just a really good showing overall by Baked Potato right now. This is a very good series for them.
Absolutely. So, with that said, at this point in the first round, we were only at 2 points. And even though the start of this second round, the first minute or so, was looking a bit more even, once again, it's just Baked Potatoes coming back with multiple possessions, and they're able to capitalize on these goals. So a lot more efficient of a scoring output now these last several minutes. And, you know, normally you say sometimes it's, you know, best to not have deep backliners, but really it's kind of working out for Baked Potato in this series, and to the tune of 7 points as we approach this halfway mark in round 2.
Now the disc does get cleared all the way down by Baked Potato. It's going to be a race. Looks like Biscuiteers is faster. They will recover that, but they're going to be covered very soon. Just barely avoids his defender. Snowy Blue there. Now passes to Albifons, who clears it to the left tunnel, bounces off the Merc block, and then gets stuck in the tunnel. Recovered by your boy Sam here, who then clears it all the way down, but the goalie is going to be there, recovers the disc. Now he's going to be looking for a pass, but he clears it to the bottom. It is going to end up stuck actually by Trap there. And now Jax Pie does have the disc, looking for passes. He's got no open passes available except for your boy Sam, who's just behind him. Perhaps a miscommunication there. Now Sam's got the disc, tries to pass it, but on Bowtie, Rich T is hiding. He's got it now. He's going to be looking for perhaps the long shot or the clear. Opts for the clear to the bottom left. Now it's going to be a race to the disc, and Baked Potato does recover.
All right, well, now with another clear intercepted actually here, sending it to Albafons, and there we go. That's what they needed. Still 4 minutes left. That was a great delivery. Just a snap decision. Stu got that disc, and Stu did not miss on the assist to Albafons, as we do get a timeout here, it would seem.
So it did look like their goalie crashed on the side of Baked Potato there. So definitely taking their chance. I think it's necessary there to get a goal, even just for momentum. We still have a lot of time in this game, you know, and I did see Biscuiteers there. That play at the end definitely looked a lot better. They did make like they got a good interception, good pass, good score. Everything about that was good. I think they definitely need to ride that momentum. Don't think about that the other player crashed. Just keep on going with what you know you can do, and just keep on making these passes. Because like I said before, I really don't think clearing and boosting is the way that either of these teams are going to come out on top, especially with now at the point in the game where Baked Potato is so far ahead. We just need to see Biscuiteers just with some slow passing game and go around that defense and just, you know, keep doing that and don't stop. Don't fall into the panic or the pressure of this game.
Yeah, and it didn't seem to take too long for them to get their player back here. So, but we know how those timeouts sometimes, you know, they can affect teams. Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. Sometimes it affects both the same way. But whatever the case is, not too long on that delay, and looking like we're about to start again here as the teams do perhaps try to figure out the score and time situation on that. Was not able to catch that myself, but they're going to get that, and we'll hopefully get started here again soon. Now, following this match, once again, for those tuning in, we have 4 of them on you for venues for the European Cups. Of course, that doesn't do any justice to just the sheer amount that we'll have today and throughout the rest of the day, with so many teams competing in both Europe and North America. But you know, getting these matches streamed, and you know, happy to do so. Following this one, which is technically the first round of the brackets, we'll be going to round 2 to see Midnights and Void playing. Or sorry, that's for North America. Blade and A Team rather. They are the 8th and 9th seeded teams here in the European Challenger Cup. Now for Baked Potato, their numbers 11 and 6. Biscuiteers 11, Baked Potato 6 seeded, and you know, thus far it is translating, after an initial rocky starts, translating to a Baked Potato having a pretty good go of things for most of this series.
Just noticing some breakout players here on both teams. Snowy Blue making some really crucial saves from the bubble, diving out on unsuspecting defenders. I noticed Albifons and also Project Rich T with some really crucial saves as well. On the other team, Crispy Cabbage, of course, we saw that crispy shot. Jax Pie with the long 3-pointer, and also Your Boy Sam and Jax Pie seem like the perfect duo, just passing back and forth, making really good crisp passes between each other. Just honestly, both teams have players that are popping off right now. So I really don't think that, you know, the win condition for these teams is going to come down to individual skill, because both teams are definitely showing good signs. What it really comes down to, in my opinion, is, like I said, just the slow pass game. Who can play slower and more controlled for longer? And yeah, like, hopefully we see this game start up pretty soon. I see the scores are set right. I believe the time is set right as well. But yeah, what do you think, Powder?
So they got it set to 6 minutes, and it seems like, at least from what I was being fed in my ear, we had maybe more like 4 minutes and some seconds left. But in any case, they got the time as it is, the score as it is, so we will continue to cast as it is here.
Both teams agreed, so that's the way we got to go. We got Jax Pie now with the disc, looking for the clear. Gets it all the way through the bottom. It's going to bounce actually into the hands of Snowy Blue, who is unable to get it away. Your Boy Sam now with the disc, taking the long shot. Really close attempt there, bouncing off the shield. Now it's back in the hands of Jax Pie, looking for his options for passes. He's got a pass directly across left. That's still wide open. He does opt to make it. Now Crispy with the disc, moving towards the bubble. He's got a pass to the left, but he cannot make it. They're both covered. Snowy Blue with a really good stun and the clear. It's going to end up in the hands of Pixel now, who's going to be looking at his passes. Makes the pass all the way down to Your Boy Sam, who's then pressing the bubble. He's got someone on his back, but he's now in the bubble. He gets the post and he tries to take the shot, or maybe the pass cross. Either way, it ends up back in the hands of Crispy Cabbage, who's looking at his cross passes now, just taking his time. Nobody's pressuring him. He is being pressured by Snowy Blue now. He makes the pass to the post, but the post is covered. It gets in the hands of Stu after a good stun there by Project Rich T. And now the clear does get down. It's going to be a boosting race. No. Pixel does have the disc now. Looks for his pass to Jaxpie. Jaxpie's got it. He's not covered at all. The chain is on their way, though. Maybe a fake? Or I'm not sure what I saw there, but now the disc is loose again. Stu is going to recover the disc and look for the clear.
An immense amount of stuns and turnovers here being caused. Trying to ice some passes down, but just being stunned instead, losing the disc right before they have a chance to. A nice cutoff there, taken here by Stu, showing some good hands and instincts on that grab. But that said, it'll just be slapped right back out again by your boy Sam. And now they're going to trying to find a stack, a chain if they can, and get to the other end of the floor because the goal is exposed, but now covered off and picked out by Project Rich T for Biscuiteers with 4:22 remaining and a little bit of ground to make up, but not too much if they can get a score here in the next minute or so, or on this possession ideally. They'll still be in this.
Snowy Blue making a good ceiling bounce pass to Stu, who then drops it off to Albafons and makes the backboard shot attempt, just barely dings off the top pocket. That was a really, really good play. That's exactly what I want to see from this team right now. Now we got a boost. Jaxpie now with the disc, picking it up, looking for the clear, gets it all the way down. Looks like it's gonna make it all the way down to the pyramid in the opponent's side, and they're gonna be able to beat them to the boost. They have an open goal. Will he take the shot? It looks like he attempted to, just barely missing. Now in the hands of Jaxpie, looking at 3 goalies, not able to get by them. Stu now taking the disc, finding his way out, taking his time, not clearing yet. He's gonna be clearing it though now to the top mid. Ends up stuck there in the hands of your boy Sam now, who's stiff arming Stu. Okay.
The Dusty is well, I like to say now, learned that in OCE, and I love that phrase. But yeah, going for that stun while they have the disc, a little bit of risk, but that said, they're going to get the disc back for a moment. But here it goes back to Baked Potato. Baked Potato maybe attempting even a bouncer off the floor, but either way, has a couple teammates in the area, and now maybe a cutter at the nest. Never mind, getting cut off, so has to take it himself, and Jax Pie puts it in there, easy as pie. It's 9-2 for Baked Potato, and with less than 3 minutes, they're looking good for potentially this sweep.
That was a good shot opportunity there taken by Jaxpie. He even eyeballed his pass option on Nest, but he chose to shoot. Actually, 2 goalies jumped out. It was a pretty easy shot for him to take. I think the goalies were expecting the pass, but now we've got Project Rich T with the disc, taking his time, trying to slow down, passing it across to Albifons, who immediately passes it down to the ramp. It might actually bounce into the hands of Snowy Blue, who then cross passes it back to Stu, just barely missing. Stu is gonna recover. He's got Rich T for a back pass. He's getting covered, goes for the cross pass. Snowy Blue's wide open, now looking for his options. He's got a forward pass now. There's another cross pass open. He opts for the shot though, bounces off backboard in the hands of Jax Pie, who clears it all the way down. I don't think Project Rich T is gonna be able to get this, and now it's gonna be a boosting race.
Yeah, recognize that and trying to get a leech even off of that midfield player. Nonetheless, some good boost coming in from both sides of the floor. The clears not quite as successful, so Jaxpie will get that disc and send it right down the middle, maybe to the rebounded arms of one of his teammates, but no, will be slapped out by Snowy Blue. And right now they are just seeing a lot of blue on the scoreboard, that is, and maybe feeling a little blue because of it. But still yet, 1:40 left. Not down and out, but it's getting to that point in the next several seconds if they can't get this possession back here soon for Biscuiteers.
Jaxpie now with the disc, looking, he has time to maybe juke up the shield, look for an option. He goes for the left pocket shot. It would have actually been a really nice shot if it was on target, just barely dinging. And now we actually see Pixel with an uncharacteristic miss on that clear. It's going to be a boosting race, but I don't know who is faster. It looks like your boy Sam is going to get it. He looks for the clear through the tunnel again. You know, at this point, it would make sense for Baked Potato to just clear it every possession they have because they're up by so much. There's only a minute left, and I don't think that Biscuiteers is going to be able to punish the clears here. Crispy Cabbage getting stunned out right in front of the goal. He had a shot attempt, but a good jump out by Stu, I believe, there.
All right, well, with 46 seconds left, 45, it's looking unlikely for that comeback situation. That said, Biscuiteers, though, they do have at least the buffer in terms of being double elimination. They can still come back in the lower brackets. Of course, once again, this is a two-day tournament for both regions. This one is Europe, and later on, it's going to be North America. But yeah, 2 days for both sides. And for this side of the pond, they're going to have some time. That said, couldn't find the shot there. Will be dinged off and taken right back by Stu. Stu just getting bruised there. in the midfield as get to the 10-second mark, and indeed in 2 rounds, Baked Potato about to win this one.
You know, you gotta feel demoralized after that if you're Biscuiteers. You know, after all that work, they put in a lot of work. They had a really good play actually to get that shot attempt on goal. They actually had a really nice dribbling play. That's what people are calling it in pubs nowadays. When you have a chain ready and you pass forward, it's not a clear. You gently toss it forward and then boost to the disc and recover the disc while staying chained. I saw Biscuiteers do that, and they had a shot attempt to just barely miss the open 3, and then they recovered it, passed to backboard, and had another shot attempt on a goalie, and Pixel Cracks just with the one-arm save there. Just, yeah, it's really demoralizing for Biscuiteers, but it's got to feel really, really good for Baked Potato. They played, honestly, everybody out of their minds this whole series.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, kind of a slow start in the first few minutes, that 5 minutes or so. Ever since then, though, the last 15 minutes have essentially just been Baked Potato, you know, coming out of those brawls just with a little bit of an advantage. It's coming through those turnovers, those interceptions, a little bit of an advantage, and ultimately capitalizing on that victory. So they're going to move on now in the brackets here. And in the upper brackets, and for Biscuiteers, again, they'll still have a chance in the lower brackets to come on back and, you know, still find some opportunities. But, you know, for the side of Baked Potato, can't rest all too long. It's a lot of matches here today, and, you know, they're going to go on to face the winners of a Scuffed and Atlas in a little while. But in the meantime, you can take a look at those stats again. And once again, big thank you to Ignite for the amazing new overlays, helping out with those a lot to provide the stats and pulling in some new ones as well, in possession time and the attempts on the scoreboard there. So you can really see a lot of good stuff going on. We have, you know, Albafons with a couple points, 1 assist, a couple saves as well. Project Rich T with a save and 33 stuns. You had Snowy Blue with 2 points, 1 save, 1 steal, 36 stuns. And then for Stu94, it was an assist, 3 saves, and then 28 stuns. On Baked Potato's side, it was 9 points for Jax Pie and 3 assists, 2 saves, 43 stuns, a huge stat line for him. And as well as that, those 6 shot attempts in the 3 minutes of possession. You had Crispy Cabbage with 4 points, 2 assists, Pixel Cracks with a couple of saves, and then your boy Sam with 2 points, 1 assist, 1 save, 2 steals, and 31 stuns. Anything else you want to add kind of on the analysis end there, Strem, or shall we get going to the next match, hopefully in the next few minutes, actually?
Well, I mean, something to note is that the possession time was actually pretty even between these teams, and it really just came down to who was using that possession to make passes, get open, and score. And just adding on to what I said, hopefully we see Biscuiteers, you know, analyze their mistakes and come back really hard in the losers bracket.
All right, so with that said, we're going to take a brief intermission here and hopefully be back with your next game before you know it. So do stay tuned. Again, we've got 4 matches all in a row for you here on Venues. The next one looking to be Blade versus A-Team. So stay tuned. Strem? Oh, he crashed. Okay, well, I'm Oh, hi. I'm Palidore. Well, luckily, I was gonna say, we got an unexpected start here. Granted, we were about ready to go in a minute, but it was a very quick one. These two teams coming in. It's A team, it's Blade, and they're ready to get going in the next second or so. In fact, they're ready before I was ready. But that said, we're not gonna delay too long. We're gonna let them know that they can get on in. And for those rejoining us here, thank you for doing so. Whether you're in Oculus venues, whether you're on Twitch TV, on Facebook Live, on YouTube, or even in a VOD later on, whatever the case, appreciate you guys for joining us here as we wind down a very competitive and intense season all throughout the way, and especially here in the last several weeks. Just so many interesting developments going on across every division. We touched on it a little bit there in the pre-shows before the streams kind of got going, but yeah, we are getting ready to start now. Will be A team and Blade on the launch. So here we go. Welcome back, everybody, and let's get some echo going here on this Challengers Cup for EU. Now, we'll be Animal VR trying to send that over to the side, and on the other side of the wall will be captured eventually by JBLB1820. And well, the goal is not going to be there, but it was available. That said, it's going to bounce right back up to the top of the ceiling, be snagged out by OWO, and then it's back to the midline, where it's looking like a fast stack there from NX Tilly. Is going to get that disc and slings it with a little bit of style, but just taken right back by OWO. So Tilly now sending it over to that corner. It's going to be taken right back by Knight. And Knight losing it out here on the stun and steal, and then right back to the delivered hands, perhaps, of Awa. A lot of these three-letter names coming in. Well, they're just trying to find a couple points if they can. And now that said, some more of that back and forth play here as the teams try and vie for control and just establish their foothold, find that rhythm that we talked about that sometimes takes a little bit of time. And there you go. After about a minute and 10 seconds or so, it was a shot going in by Awa. And that is a cool drink of water for them to go up by 2. And are you with us, Streb?
You know, I really like drinking water. What a perfect time to come back. Anyways, we got eight and a half minutes left in this game. We got the offensive joust for Knight here. Looks for the pass. It does end up clearing all the way down into the tunnel. Might actually get into the hands of Animal VR. No, it gets in the hands of Awa, who looks for the forward clear, gets past the defender, pulled by clear and boost. Really good play there, honestly. He had a defender watching the lane for the shot, so he couldn't shoot, but he cleared, basically dribbled, like I said before last game. Dribbled with his teammate, got the disc, and got the goal. Now it's 4-point lead. Really good showing there, honestly.
Dribbled like water, I guess. I don't know, but either way, it's 4 points really fast for them, and that's for A team. I mean, they're bringing their A game at least to start this first round off. So that said, Animal VR, they're trying to start their round off the right way, or at least the rest of their round, trying to get the pass work through. But there's some aggressive defense being played, and will just result in another loose disc. Now, that said, some nice boost, but from everyone, really. Look at that pile-up forming out of nowhere. Very sudden action and very quick reactions as they get their stacks together, their chains. And once again, there's a clear, but there's a good chain coming in, maybe. Missing some regrabs, but still got the boost enough to get the disc. And now Knight's going to drive that in, just show and go, but no on the goal.
Really good attempt there on the backboard, just very, very narrowly missing. Oh, now with the disc, looking for the back, or no, sorry, not the back pass, the clear right into the hands of Nautilus, I think. Now looking,
right to Awa, and hold on a second. Just a good grab, and 1 minute into this series of plays, this joust, that's another score for A team, just like that.
Well, yeah, like honestly, A team just coming out really, really strong, just showing what they can do. Now we've got the offensive joust for Blade. They're gonna attempt to clear it, but bounces back into the hands of OWO, who then clears it, and not only is already there, Awa now looking at the goal with a nice little move, puts it right through the goalie, and now that's 8 points to 0 for A team.
And 6 of them being scored by that player right there. That cup of water. Just really taking a lot of opportunities and making the most of them for the A team. I mean, yeah, 4 minutes in, they're up by 8, and they're feeling pretty good about themselves and their performance so far. But Blade, clock is still very much on their side for some opportunities as they continue to get into the rhythm. I mean, the speed is definitely there on some of these chains. They're getting to the disc first a lot of these times. That's the right passing play there. But look at the save from OO.
Really good save and a really good clear by OO there. Gets into the hands of his teammates who then try to clear it down again. Just barely missing the grab. He's got someone on his back and he's not getting stunned. He gets enough time to get the pass off, followed by another pass to the shield. Wow. Wow. I can't believe what I just saw. That was right down to the wire. He had no more time to make that pass, and it got down and got through, followed by another immediate pass. That was really, really clean.
Yeah, wasting no time because they couldn't on those possessions, so they got it back, and they are right back on the defense now. But just after some more scoring from A team, once again they are just lighting it up here to start off. We're halfway through this first round, as will be another offensive opportunity here from A team. So they're gonna go over to OO and over to the nest, but just missing the receiver. Light Animal is there though for the grab, sends it right to the backboard. The communication.
Oh
wow.
My goodness.
That was gorgeous. That was on point for the points.
I don't even have anything to say. Like that was just beautiful. It was art.
It was. Yeah, I mean, A team coming in here in the silver division. Only 4 games played as this roster existed at the very least. But of course, in the late season, not sure if it was the case with this team or not, but a lot of teams kind of switching up or switching names and things mid-season, and coming in with a 3-1 record, 1140 MMR. Right now, they're just soaring for another goal potentially against this Blade team, who also in the silver division with a 7-4 record. So on paper, these teams, pretty similar, but at the same time, right now, just delivering death by paper cuts is A team.
Attempted clear does go back into the hands of Awa, who passes it straight to, I'm gonna start saying Natalie. I don't think it's Natalie, so it's Natalie, but either way, a missed shot off the backboard, bounces outside the bubble, but back into the hands. Now Natalie has it, looking for the anchor shot, just barely missing. Now into the hands of Animal VR, who's going to clear it all the way down the center mid. Does bounce off the opponent's double there. It's now being recovered by Awa, who attempts to clear it, does get through all the way now. It looks like a boost here from A team is going to get there first. Natalie with the disc, just barely mishandling it, drops into the hands of Knight, and now Knight clears it all the way down.
I'll meet you in the middle and say Tilly. I feel like I'm safer that way, but over here, trying to fill that till with some more scores if they can, but just getting stunned instead. Will be received here, an open goal, and it's a 3 at that from Light Animal.
Light Animal 2028, really showing that. I'm looking for a joke with the other animal. I can't find it. I'm just gonna
You're an animal, Light. There's a reference that most won't get, but
yeah, no, I don't get it. I don't know what's funny, but I'm laughing anyways. Either way, we got Knight now with the clear. It does get all the way through around A team's chain, and now the open goal or 2-pointer. I couldn't see if the goalie was there. Either way, though, that is the first points of the series. I know it's 15-2. The morale can't be too high, but even getting those 2 points is very, very important for momentum of the team.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And with that said, as we venture off into the next round, those points could still be important for Blade, regardless of the fact that this one is, maybe a bit off course for any kind of comeback. Will still be good for them to get some scores on the board as Leonardo takes a disc over and sends it to that corner, where it just takes a few bounces now back into the trench.
Knight now at the disc, picking up, clears it down the left tunnel. Going to be boosting with his teammates, seeing what they can do. Looks like Awa is going to get the disc. He has a back pass. He's looking forward, maybe for the cross pass. Yes, to Tilly. Tilly clearing it all the way down to the left side. It's going to be bouncing into the hands of Leonardo VR, who's going to be looking for his passes, maybe boosting with Animal VR now. He makes the pass to the tunnel, who then clears it. We also got the boost ready. Leonardo is going to get there first. He's going to have someone pressuring him very fast. He's going to be having to look for a cross pass here. He does make it. It's going to be just barely missing the hands of Knight. Now, Tilly is going to be picking up the disc, looking for his or her passes, clearing it down, just bouncing back now into the hands of Knight. Knight looking for the cross pass, gets stunned out just barely, but it gets stolen back from Tilly now. JBL looking for the cross pass to Animal, just barely missing, just a loose disc here, just a lot of chaos. Leonardo gets stunned out, and now Clear will get out. Now we're gonna have some time here to relax and see who's boosting first.
Well, a whole lot of time to relax on the defense, perhaps, but no, losing it off the bounce. We've seen that a couple times on these drags up the floor where they just kind of graze it against a wall or a piece of geo and then losing the handles. So this could be to the advantage maybe of Blade to get some more scores. They do get a regrab or two in there at the very least, and it's enough for the boost and the swing through for Knight. And that was good, Knight.
You know, I think that tells us a lot about what Knight in particular, maybe his whole team, but at least Knight in particular is feeling. You know, if he's panicked and he's worried and he's going, oh no, we're losing, then he's just going to score that as fast as he can. Maybe even through a goalie's hands. If a goalie's there, he might just shoot at the goalie, you know, just pure panic. But what? That was an incredibly fast bounce. What the?
Yeah, I mean, geez, saying, Strem, forget the analysis. We're going to show you some more points. Of course, it didn't work out so well for them, but they still did. They still got the disc back. And digging the own goal there, I found that more entertaining than it probably was. But anyways, 15-4 for A team. And despite losing the disc there, they're still going to come out with the victory in the first round, looking pretty good. But Blade, they started putting some stuff together there, getting some points and also causing a turnover there at the very end. So you never know what this could mean for the next round.
You know, honestly, my first impressions of watching was that it looked like A team was winning just from pure speed. It just looked like their boosting and their chain was better. But looking at the end or throughout the whole round, I changed my mind on that. I believe that these teams are both fast. They're both really good at regrabbing and chaining. But what looked like was the win condition for A team was that when they cleared, they already had a chain going down. Yeah. They were completely committing on the clear instead of clearing as a result of panic or clearing as a result of not having passes. They're clearing with complete intent, and they scored a lot off of that.
Oh yeah, and that's just getting those chains together in time, or even preemptive sometimes, and not a terribly uncommon thing to see from teams, especially in Europe, but you know, all over the world really. I know Kango's your team there is very good with that in particular, so I'm not surprised that you noticed that. But yeah, just definitely preempting those clears and just knowing, okay, I have a stack that's about to form, so I know if I just send that disc in that general direction, they're going to be able to meet it halfway basically.
Now we've got the disc loose here into, oh, actually not in the hands of Blade Animal, just barely missing. It looks like Leonardo actually might get there first, but the boost is too quick from Awa and Tilly. Now Knight looking for the clear all the way down. It does get there, but again, the boosting is, oh, never mind. The boosting was not fast enough. Actually an open, ooh.
Wow. What
an attempt. Very, very close. And now we got the disc loose again.
Yeah, like I said, that difference right now being shown by Blade, it's very tangible. You can see exactly what's happening. You can feel that rhythm changing. Look at this. They're getting control back. They almost had that first goal earlier. They still might get it here. So this could be a different round with a handoff play being snagged by Knight. Knight tapping it down to JBL, and now he's going to swing around. And look at this passing game unfolding here. I like the patience being shown, but the execution right up until that last one, just that stun. But Blade looking much better out the gates here.
Knight now at the disc, recovering it, makes a really fast cross pass, but a headbutt safe, and then a recover by Leonardo, and then he shoots and gets the goal. Wow, that was an incredible minute and 11-second rally.
Yeah, look at that. This round two, different story, an extension of the last few minutes of round one, really. But Blade, they're off to the right start that they wanted. So 2 points. And certainly rhythm in their favor, so even, just add on a little multiplier there. When teams get a good rhythm, it's as if their percentages on recoveries and things like that go way up, but oh my goodness, way out from the deep end. It's Tilly. That was silly.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a nice shot. It was accurate, it was fast. Yeah, no, this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a good game.
Yeah, maybe I was completely wrong. I talked about the momentum, the rhythm. A-Team just says, forget that. You know what? Never mind all this passing game, all this slow play, all this. No, we're just going to make it right off that joust quickly. And they did. They might do it again. Oh
no. I'll be honest. I didn't watch it like it was a shot. Was that a clear? Did that go in off a clear?
You know, these days I'm so hesitant to say, because
yeah, you never know.
Even clears are oftentimes sent with the intention of making a like they know the general angles or general areas they have to throw it into. So a lot of times you'll say good clear, oh, also good shot. I mean, a little bit of luck, but you know, same time, if anytime you go for those sides, those corners, it does give you a chance.
Night now recovering the disc off of a little bit of a messy offensive joust there. Another clear, a little bit, oh, just barely dodges Light Animal though. This is actually looking really good for Blade now. Animal is in the front, but Light Animal does steal it from Animal. Animal on Animal combat. Now we've got the disc being attempted shot, just barely missing, gets back. It's actually a self pass followed by another 3-point attempt. Well done.
Yeah, very well done. Now, off of that, I mean, momentum swing, it's a reality. It's a virtual reality, and it is virtually, well, not virtually, it is literally a just great start for A-Team. I will say, you know, off that second goal, that long distance shot that bounced in, those ones can be so damaging, even, you know, intentional or not. Those ones can definitely hurt the other team when they see those go in. It can really kind of break that positive vibe you got going on when you just see those. And it just feels like it undoes something, you know, you're playing well and it undoes kind of the good vibes you've been building up there through no fault of your own. But that said, A-Team's just going to roll with it to the tune of 9-2, and still 6 minutes to go, however.
We've got Awa there getting the disc. He is going to be covered. He's got to clear it immediately, just barely past the hands of Animal VR. A loose disc picked up by Night now. Animal and Night are going to be re-grabbing to this disc. They're really quickly. I noticed that one of the members of Blue Team's actually crashed right now. Just barely just dung out the backboard 3 attempts. Then we've got Leonardo with really good passing in the bubble, just barely missing the shot again. Oh, it's heartbreaking for the side of Blade, but the disc is still loose. The hope is not gone yet, but the clear does get all the way down for the side of A-Team. They are going to be able to boost down at that disc as well and take the shot potentially. Ooh. That's got to feel really good for A-Team. I believe that goal was spent mostly as a 3v4.
Yeah, well, that said, 11-2, and they're feeling a heavy advantage on the offensive end. I mean, yeah, very tough going of things now for Blade. They opened the round very well, but at this point, it's just a matter of trying to stabilize somehow. And I'm not sure, you know, if they'll be able to do that or not in the second round, because it feels like A-Team is off to even more of a fiery second round than they were in the first, and that spells really bad news for Blade.
We've got the disc loose again here. Looks like Orange Team's gonna be able to get it. They do clear it all the way downfield, but the boost by Awa and Owo is gonna get there. Actually, they got there first, but they overshot at Leonardo now with the fake. I think he faked the backboard and then just dunked it in. Good little move there. It's 11-4 for the side of A-Team. We've got 4 minutes left, however. This game is not over, and I would like to see a comeback here and a third game.
Yeah, of course. That's definitely the hope, always and ever, for these matches. Of course, you know, for A-Team, they're going to be glad if they can close this out in 2, certainly. But that said, Blade not wanting to give up without a fight. They're going to grab that disc and look for a deep one. And now, whether that makes it or not, the important thing is still getting those stacks together and those chains, trying to keep that execution alive. And doing that, I mean, they had the player Leonardo on the barrier position for a potential pass, but just a little too cluttered and weren't able to find the angle they wanted to.
The boost is coming down, but unfortunately could not get into the goal in time. Awa with a 3-point goal again, bringing his team to a scoreline of 14-4 in the second game of the best-of-3 series. A-Team's got to be feeling really good right now. The important thing is to just keep playing smart. Don't throw this lead. There's still 3 minutes. You're not in a perfectly safe position, but you're in a decently safe position.
Yeah, so still got to be careful here, and just keep executing if you're A team the right way and making sure not to give up anything easy to Blade. Just close this out in 2, move on to the next round, feel happy and safe, at least in the context of not having to drop a game early here in this 2-day tournament. So with that said, Knight, there's the punch, there's the dish, and there is the save. So undoing all of that, Steez with a little bit of a saving, and that's Owo with a clear.
Tilly just trying to clear, just bouncing off some geo. This actually might be a great shot. Knight now. So that, we're in a 7-point game now. So that is a 3 possession minimum. We've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds. If Blade scores 2 threes really quickly, they have a very good chance of winning this.
Yeah, it's not out of the book. So we saw that towards the end of the first round, right, where they started making some moves and in a quick succession, piled up a couple points and some turnovers there and some good stacking. So if they can do that again, find that magic once more at the end of this round, there's a chance. But if they can't prevent this one, which they will, barely, it's Animal VR with a clear now. That was close.
Now in the possession of Blade, who is going to clear it down. I don't think a boost is quite ready. Everyone seems like they're in the same spot. Knight and Leonardo VR are going to be trying to boost. Knight has the disc, goes for the mail slot attempt, just barely bouncing off Nest. Light Animal now with the disc, slapping it out, knows that he's covered. Good slap there. But the boost from Blade is just so quick right now. Gets the disc again, but unfortunately gets stolen by Awa. Now JBL does get the stun out. Now he's got the disc. He's gonna have to do something very, very fast. Goes for the bottom pass here. Now this player gets the open shot for a 3. Okay, so we've got a minute. It's a 4-point game. Threes are not necessary anymore. They just need 2 goals in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, they can. I mean, if they have the open lane, by all means take it, but obviously for A team, they want to cover it up. They don't want to let anything through if they can. I mean, disc control is priority, wasting clock priority. If they can even just waste a few seconds here and there off these next couple possessions, they'll be in good shape. That said, a little out of shape there off the stuns, will be turned over, but right back to Owo. So that's a big grab in the midfield, because had that clear gone through, that could have been super dangerous.
Yeah, that was definitely Blade's chance. But now we've got JBL just trying to, that was an around the back slap, almost cleared it through the tunnel. Now Animal with the disc clears it through, maybe passing to Knight, but now it's just a loose disc. There's 20 seconds left. I believe we're out of time, so that will be A team taking it. But Knight now to just end it out, makes the pass to Leonardo, goes up to the shield, but he gets it stolen back into the hands of Animal VR. He takes the shot on Tilly, who makes the save. Now the clear all the way down, and that's 5 seconds left. That will be the game.
Yeah, and again, both rounds, Blade doing such a good job to make it close. They started building that steam up, but it's what happened in the initial, several minutes of each round, and that kind of that mid-round barrage that you saw from A team on both times, that just was their undoing. So Blade, still a great job. They're gonna go to the lower brackets there and compete to stay alive here in the tournaments. Meanwhile, for A team on that sweep, they are going to go on to face the winners of Quackheads and Adams or Arctis, depending on how that bracket is going up there. So they got a little bit of time, perhaps, and we'll find out how that goes. But that being said, over in the stream end of things, we'll have the winner of Hellbent and Team Comet next facing off against the winner of Nameless and Destroyers. Now that said, Strem, you got the stats pulled up?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, I'll hand it off to you for a moment.
So for the side of Blade, we've got Animal VR with 2 points, 17 stuns, a minute and a half of possession time. JBL, 0 points, 1 assist, three steals, 26 stuns. Leonardo with 7 points, 1 save, 24 stuns. Knight with 5 points, 1 save, 1 steal, 19 stuns, and 3 minutes of possession time. So Knight definitely having the disc for the majority, actually more than any other player on A team. Speaking of A team, we got Light Animal now with 7 points, 1 assist, 2 saves, 1 steal, 29 stuns, and that looks really good. But then we got Tilly with 8 points, 4 assists, 4 saves, and 19 stuns. Really good showing by Tilly there. Having 4 assists and 8 points is something to be proud of, but also having 4 saves, just really, really good by them. We got Owo with 2 points, 1 assist, 5 saves. So that's 5 saves, 4 saves. There's so many saves from all of A team there. And Awa with 12 points, 3 assists, 1 steal, 15 stuns. Just, yeah, really, really good showing by A team there. Both teams were playing well. Both teams were very, very fast. It just looked like A team was on it today. We see that the MMRs for these teams, like you said, Palidore, earlier, they're exactly the same right now. So yeah, it was definitely an even match. Both teams were looking really, really good. But as you can see from the stats and of course from the game we just watched, A team just popped off the entire time.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that said, we'll be Hellbent facing off against Nameless next. Check the updated brackets and can confirm. So quick intermission. We are already getting into the game. So will be a short one. Stay tuned for your next match real soon. I don't know, but that's fine. We're ready. So just go right into... We might be late for the joust, but whatever. I don't want to restart this. Hi, everyone. Just got some deja vu. Quite literally, exactly the same thing just happened here that happened the last time around. That's fine. We're ready to start. Yeah, this happened in the last round too. Just seconds before we were going to go live anyways, the teams had readied up. That's all right, though. No, not a problem. We're ready to start off anyways. We're all in the match. This is our 3rd round. Maybe it's just the player's way of saying, hey, we know you're in here, casters. Let's go. So it's all good. That said, on the casting booth today, I'm still Palidore, but now being rejoined by SirDimwi on the co-cast, with Strem now moving into the analyst position, as he also has some breakfast/lunch perhaps. So thankful to Strem for taking over there while Dimwi was getting his internet taken care of, something I'm kind of well familiar with in past weeks. So yeah, welcome back, Dimwi.
Yeah, it's good to be back, and with no disconnects either. Yeah. Apologize to everybody for having to dip out right after the start there. There was my internet just did not want to stay connected there at all. I mean, it was yeah. But this game, I mean, we're just getting as we move through this tournament, as we move through this qualifier, these games are just going to get closer and closer and closer, and more high skill. Mm-hmm. And yeah, this is very exciting. You're gonna have Nameless on the left there in orange, Hex 2906, Multi Archie, Hunter VR, Hellbent there on the right, Baguette, Multi. Oh my, Oculalid and Locky 11 as we get started here. That is gonna multi. I'm not gonna be able to enunciate well enough to distinguish those.
You know, the thing is, they were on the same team, if I'm not mistaken, for a while there in season. You know, It's at least they're at least on different teams now. I'm not sure if that actually makes it better or not, but either way, Multi with the disc. Gonna have to put some emphasis on it. Multi with the disc, sending it over to Hex, and Hex.
Oh.
Hex being cast on him apparently as we continue to cast this on in the first round, but that was a little bit of a strange happening as they will recover though. Archie with the disc.
Yeah, now Archie with it here. Moving on the near side wall. Kind of just inching his way up, has room to work with. Going to go ahead and send that one across. Nobody there, so it's just going to ultimately be a clear that bounces right in the hands of Hellbent there. He's going to send it right back into the Nameless zone. And yeah, so a bit of a race for it there. Bit of a race for it. It's Nameless going to get there handily, but ooh, a lot of defenders there on Hex. As that one does turn back over. Multi with it now for Hellbent.
All right, so right back now to Multi, and they're going to get the clear now through the tunnel. These chains on the way, kind of missing some grabs, but splitting off to maybe recover, and pretty much applies to everyone here. It seems like just splitting up off of those chains, some going back into the goal area, some going for that disc. Right there, the pass just missing, but right idea as Archie gets stunned. And that's going to still be Multi with a recovery and passing it off now to the opposite Pac-Man and to the shoulder. It's Hunter, so right into the goal, but look at that save from Multi. Stunning them there with that grab and then clearing.
That was a big save there. Now Baguette with it. Baguette moving in, although that defense gets back just in time. But they're looking at a 4-on-3 here as they move in. Sorry. It's still 4-on-3, and they do get that one in. Oculon bringing that one in on the dunk. Good for the two. That's going to be a first goal here of round one. Hellbent taking it up 2-0, a minute 50 in.
Yeah, great job, especially to capitalize off of some good defense. You know what? That offensive play, the drive into the goal for Nameless, was quite nice indeed. It was a little bit frazzled at first, but they got control. They found the right passes, but you just gotta kind of tip the hat to great defenses in this league doing what they do and turning into offense now. Maybe once again, Baguette with the disc and the drive.
And now Oculon sending that one to Locky. Oh no, the ding on the dunk, and then that was Archie trying to send it out. It hits the barrier, but now Multi sending that one out. Opportunity here. Oculon had it for a moment, though. This one gonna get sent in. Oh my goodness! What a! Oh my! That was ridiculous.
Man, so ridiculous it almost knocked Dimwi's internet out again. That was a big shot from Nameless from Hunt, and just like that, the 1-point lead off that back and forth play.
Shot. I mean, he's got that steal, and without hesitation, he sent that one in. That was amazing. That was amazing.
It was. That was phenomenal play. Wasting no time at all, just showing the skill level. And, you know, as we get deeper into these brackets throughout these 2 days, you're going to see matches like this. You're going to see skill level like this. And you're going to see shots like that as Archie is going to just find that backboarded play. Maybe he just takes it back himself and dinging it in on the dunk. Why not for the 3rd stream in a row, even if that was a little bit less on purpose. We're just keeping up the theme of deja vu on these streams. But you know what? Great start to this game so far.
Yeah, Nameless there on that drive. Just once they forced that turnover, they did not relent. They would not let up on that bubble, and they just, you know, they force it in. You give a team too many opportunities. So now Nameless going to be up by 3 here as this is Hellbent to that one well, it does get sent up there to Multi, but immediately turning over to Multi.
Yeah,
I can't do it. Multi sending that one up there to I believe it was Archie, who gets stunned out, but does get it over there to Hunter. Hunter now has Locky on his back and to send this one up there to Multi as Oculon is going to get the grab and send it away.
Might as well be just saying tongue twisters at this match, I think, but just all twisted up on the defense, looking really good on the stacks there. Look at the redirections, always impressed by those. That not only the speed, but again, the accuracy, the ability to kind of change the direction on the fly when the disc goes in unexpected places, and that's what you do expect from these teams being able to execute. They are the 4th and 5th seeded teams of this tournament here, of this Challengers Cup in Europe. So neck and neck on that list, and right now trying to find that 3-point shot through that mail slot, just a bit off.
Yeah, just a little wide there. It took a really goofy bounce off the side of the backboard there. I mean, not so much goofy, but a really low chance, low probability bounces. Locky gets a grab there, but it's going to be turned over. Archie picking it up. Excuse me, Archie going to send that one over looking for Hunter. Hunter under pressure there by Oculon's. Disc is still loose. Oculon's going to get there, so he sends that one through that near side too. Bringing it all the way down in the Nameless zone. That's dinging off the post. And now it's going to be a race. You got orange and blue getting there at the same time. Archie's going to get the grab and send it away.
See, I talked about the deja vu. Hold on, I'm gonna hold my thought because that's gonna bounce off the back. Could it be? Not quite, but the recovery, it is quite in and quite nice for Archie. 7-2. But on that last clear attempt, you see the deja vu factor. He almost got another one of those long heaves that just turned into a bouncer into the goal. And you'll see those. You'll see those.
Yeah, you see him frequently enough. And I mean, yeah, we almost saw one on the play prior that dinged off the post. But now,
yeah, exactly.
Hellbent once again with his joust advantage. Okay, I'm going to cross it over to Multi. Multi back to the bread man Baguette. Baguette over there to Locky 11. Locky under pressure, good chain, but a great pass there to Multi. Multi now going to slow up here, let his team set up for the offensive drive on this bubble here. As he does come in, he sends that one in to Baguette. Baguette cross pass to Oculon. And Oculon going to plant that one in. That was just a, that's an Echo Arena bread and butter play right there. And it's so effective. That was beautiful.
I love those plays so much. And I'm sure viewers at home might think I'm just hamming it up or exaggerating for the sake of the cast when I say things like this, but I'm not. Plays like that literally got goosebumps on it. And knowing the context, again, these teams really competing hard to make it into those final slots. I mean, the passing plays, they trigger a part of me that just it's perfection, it's artistry. Right now, the execution, bring it within 3 based off of that was Hellbent, and now a clear coming in from Nameless.
So Locky will pick that one up at mid for Hellbent, sending it back in, but right there in the hands of Multi. So a bit of a ping pong here, only there until Hunter taking that shot, and then even the rebound just barely going wide, and Baguette's going to pick that one up, send that one back to the near side trap there, where Multi will pick that one up. Multi over there to Archie. Archie move it in, going to send another cross pass. Good cross pass there to Hex. Hex looking for Hunter, but that's a good interception by Oculon, setting that one out, but still in the zone. And a bit of a scrum for it.
Yeah, Oculon doing a nice job playing the defense there, and really all of Hellbent. You can see, good grab though from Multi, and just like that, they're up by 5. Nameless on that score.
That one hurts for Hellbent there, because you saw their player had the disc, and you saw their whole defense start the transition to move forward. And the moment it turned over, you saw them all immediately turn right back around to transition back. It was just too late. And the goal was wide open there for that opportunity. Now it's a 5-point lead here to Nameless.
All right. So with that said, 2:17 left here in this first round, this opening round of this match. This is the 3rd round in the challenge brackets for this cup, as Archie gets stunned. So still some time to play, but you can see the intensity. I mean, you can feel it just sitting in your seats and watching at home or watching in venues, Facebook Live, Twitch TV, YouTube, wherever you are. It's getting good, and they're starting to cook here with some of these plays just back and forth, and we're seeing some hot offense.
Now this one going to get sent back into the Hellbent zone there, picked up there by Locky. Locky now under pressure by Archie, but that's going to get past there to Multi. Multi sending this one in deep, looking for a flat bounce. No, it's going to careen around a little bit, and that good chain there from Nameless, but Baguette with the steal, a couple stuns. He's just going to plow the road there and bring it in. And Nameless now up by 3 with 1:20 to go here. So it's going to come down to the wire, this one.
It is. It's really a lot of these trade-off goals. I mean, Nameless has had a bit of advantage at times, but not by more than a couple. And, each time you think that maybe Nameless is about to pull away, we see Hellbent do some of this. Let's see if they can get this goal to go. They'll get the rebound off that stack, and it's a 1-point match with 1 minute left in this first round. How about that?
How about that? I mean, that's what we want to see. That's what we're here to see. So we have it's just going to be 43 seconds when we're coming out of the tubes here. It's a 1-point game. Nameless going to be picking this one up on the joust advantage. 42 seconds. Multi taking his time. Going to let that clock run. Going to force Hellbent to come and pressure this disc. That chain does not want to overcommit. They were looking for that second pass. So that third pass, though, not going to take. It's going to turn over. Opportunity here. 30 seconds to go as Hellbent sends this one in.
Oh boy, the clear, the boost. Could it be Dimwi? Let's see the recovery up high on the ceiling. Could they be upsetting, stealing away? No, instead, that disc just out of reach by the fingertips. That is tough. But that said, they're still going to recover with 15 seconds left. A chance for maybe a game winner here. Gets sent to Multi, right down to Oculal, and he's going to drive it off the backboard for the win. Hellbent take it in the first round.
What a shot there by Oculal off the backboard. The goalie was looking for that head-on steep angle. And no, he goes off the backboard, sends it behind the back of the goalie. That was a beautiful shot to end the round there. And what an end to the round. I mean, that's that's kind of stuff you want to see when you start getting this late into a bracket tournament. And yeah, 1 point difference there. Hellbent is going to take that one. Yeah, stellar is a great word for it. I mean, that was fantastic. I mean, just the way they came in there, they did not let up. You know, a couple of them touch that disc, get stunned out. They still get it to the teammate. The teammate's able to bring that one in, and yeah, you have.
We're gonna bring it into Strembitsky over there. How's it going? How about that ending?
Okay, to be honest, I spat out my food twice that game.
Oh
the
no.
first time I spat out my food was when you made a dumb joke, Palidore. I can't even remember what it was, but it was really funny. But
I think.
The other time is at the end. Anyways, yeah. So I was writing my notes, and I really thought that these teams were a perfect match. They're playing really, really well against each other, and I didn't think that it was going to come down to which team had the better strategy. It really was going to come down to which team just outperformed on an individual level, just because both teams were so fast, both teams were so good at passing. And honestly, Hellbent with that comeback, that was nuts, because a lot of the points that Nameless got were due to mistakes from Hellbent on their own side, but they still came back and won. I really don't know what to say about the second game other than I need to watch it and find out.
All right, well, we're going to do just that as this launch goes underway. It's first possession right back to Hellbent here. Baguette. It's going to be saved out, though, saying Baguette out. It's multi, but right to the recovery. It's Locky now with a disc.
That was 1.75 second joust time as Baguette's slowing this one down, letting his team set up here. You got all 4 of the Nameless defense in, 3 of them stunned, all 4 stunned out actually, and that's going to give them all the room they need to send that one in for our first goal of round 2 here. 23 seconds in. Hellbent once again going to take a 2-point lead to start this round.
Well, it's a hard knock life for them, and 2 points up. Thanks to all that interference. I mean, good passing and just good taking advantage of stunned defenders as well. And yeah, 1 minute into this match just about now, and possession going to Nameless on this joust. Archie in the top corner with a disc.
So Archie going to send this one back to Multi there on the bow tie. And look, that chain does not, it's being very, it really wants to hunt down that first pass there. Multi, they're not making it easy for them, Nameless right now. As Archie is going to send that one across there to Hex. Hex now with it, far side. This is very, very deliberate, very patient passing here from Nameless, and it's just, it's eating through this defense so far, all the way down to the bubble. They now are on the bubble attack here. They're going to be setting up for it, sending that one across, but miscommunication. Is that going to be the turnover? No. Good slap up, good recovery there. Archie with it on the far side, inverted. Archie over to Hex. Hex going to invert. Hex now. Gonna juke around on the ceiling as Baguette's trying to chase him down. Sends that one in. Ambitious shot. Multi having no trouble getting the grab. Gonna send it out.
I think the problem, I mean, first of all, fantastic control being shown by Nameless for the majority of that possession. I think the problem there was just all the spinning and the juking, as that goes pretty close to the goal. Let's see a recovery, and that's gonna be open one, but just mishandled. That tough loss there on that potential couple points. But I think those jukes may be just disorienting too much to actually get a pass off. Nonetheless, they are doing a good job to get the stacks back, but then getting caught up on the barrier. Still the second stack saving the day. So I love this. These teams not only, I mean, the stacks are blazing, but the passing has also been pretty excellent overall as well. So we're seeing a full display of multiple abilities here from these players.
And now it's going to be Multi sending this one through on the near side to Baguette. Sending it across to Locky. Locky not able to get the grab there. Unfortunate, because it was right on target. But it will be recovered there by Oculon. Oculon trying to go to Baguette, but Baguette was covered by 2. That was a dead man's pass if I've ever seen one. But Oculon trying to recover there. Can't. Baguette, though, getting a touch. He's going to get sent out, and Archie is finally going to get the clear there. That one all the way down into the Hellbent zone. We're going to see a race for it here. It's on the near side wall.
All right, well, going to be pinned off here by, well, maybe Multi. Looks like just a pile-up forming. It's 3 minutes into this match. Hellbent at the 2-point advantage of this round, and the 1 win overall so far, though. Maybe a second goal about to be scored. It's Baguette. No! Another save coming in, this time from Multi, and the defense really just providing and shining a light through this otherwise great offense and these great stacks.
Yeah, this is currently a game of defense. I mean, we're about 3.5 minutes in. It's still only a 2-point game. 2 points there to Hellbent off that goal early on. I think it was like 24 seconds in. So we've been scoreless for a while. But Hunter taking a long shot there. Hunter is gonna hit it. 32 meters out, tube shot at the open lane. He's gonna hit that one. Nameless is going to go up by 1.
You know what? Especially with that kind of speed on the stacks, you're only gonna get one shot. Chances are. So, yeah, Hunter making just full, taking full advantage of that opportunity, not leaving anything to chance, saying, "Okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna make it. We're gonna go up by 1 again here." And now 4 minutes into the round, only 2 scores thus far. But let's see, pace starting to pick up now as the pass gets sent to Locky, and the Cutters just continue to make their way towards that bubble.
And looking for a cross pass there, but I mean there were two blue players there, weren't able to get the grab on it, but they get it back. Aquilon, I believe he was going for that the cone backboard shot there, and just missed it. And ooh, nice stuff there by Archie. Gonna get this one cleared out, so it's all the way down in the Hellbent zone. Another race for it. I see a blue stack gonna get there first. Orange stack just arriving as well. They had a 3 stack there coming in, looking for that 3-on-2, but the disc is still loose here, and it will be Locky picking that one up, gonna clear it back in the Nameless zone. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Wow. Right back at him, saying, "Hey, Hunter, take a look at this one." And then Allen makes a 3. Yeah, these teams, they're at the top of their game right now. They're doing some work, and 2-point advantage back to Hellbent. What more can you say? This is an exciting matchup.
That's a very exciting matchup. So it's a 2-point game. Hellbent retaking the lead here. We're halfway through round 2. This one, look for a clear here, but no stack in the area, although it's going to be picked up by Hex. So Hex going to send this one up. Dangerous pass there. Still loose. Aquilon getting the slap. He's going to slap this one back towards mid. Picked up by Hex. Hex going to send it up to Archie. Archie back to, that is Multi on the back line, slowing it down here. 4.5 minutes to go here in round 2, and more patient passing from Nameless.
Yeah, it's slowing down now, and I do like the fact that, you know, despite the game winner, that upsetting game winner, if you're Nameless, that is, going against them, they still came out of the gates in round 2 executing, you know, the same way. They're still fast. They're still getting the passes in and the good positioning. I mean, they're not bothered, at least on the surface level. It doesn't seem like they are, because they're still doing all the right things. You know, sometimes it's easy to get in a scramble and just start executing you know, messily and getting outside of your game when you're scored on at the very end of a game. But not been the case here for Nameless. It's just great defense from Hellbent again and again here, causing another turnover perhaps.
And there it is. Locky's going to get that one sent down. They get a chain there to grab it. Aquilon with it, taking the shot as the goalie is stunned out. That's good for the 3. Hellbent's going to take a 5-point lead here. 3.5 to go.
Wow, just the coordination being shown on some. I mean, I don't know how much of it was just, you know, by chance because of where the disc ended up in the players, but I mean, they had the right person there for the grab on the bounce. They had the right person in the goal, stunning the goalie at the exact same time. I mean, honestly, there's just no wasted time in these plays that they're setting up.
No waste of time at all. And Hunter looking for a back pass. I mean, this Hellbent's defense is getting exceptionally aggressive here, particularly around mid. Aquilon, and it works. Well, it works for a moment. That one, though, gets picked right back up. Archie with it now. Archie going to get that one sent across there to Multi. Now moving in is Nameless for another a patient pass play here. Good reset there to Hex on the back line, trying to draw that defense out. They draw a few out. Archie going to send it back to Hex, and now bouncing forward opportunity. Oh, good read there by Multi. Sends that one out into the trap.
And man, Nameless needs some scores here rather quickly. They're still stuck on that 3-point total. I mean, it was a great shot, don't get me wrong, but I mean, approaching now 2.5 minutes left of this second round. Nameless, they need to score here. They need to start finding something, lest they be faced with the lower bracket off of a loss here in a sweep. So they need to get it together if they can. Hellbent, they certainly have gotten it together for another shot. Look at the placement. Baguettes does net the 2-point hit right at the top.
Yeah, Baguette snuck by 2 defenders there. There was one right by him. He jukes around him on that shoulder block. Another one was trying to block him out. Can't do it because of that juke around the shoulder block. And the third defender was just getting to him as he took the shot on the goalie. So that was Baguette kind of taking the entire Nameless team on by himself there for a moment. And it results in a 7-point lead here to Hellbent.
Yeah, and with that, less than 2 minutes left. And for Hellbent, it's all about control. Whatever the case is, whether it's off of passes, whether it's off of just clears and boosts, point is, the longer they can hold on to this disc, regardless if they scored or not, that's going to be definitely a likely victory here if they can do that. And oh, wow. Hold on, that was a Duncan as well. Either way, I was going to say, that looked like picture-perfect placement. Maybe it was on the picture-perfect pass. Either way, Locky taking that Duncan for the 12 points.
Yeah, whatever it was, it amounted to 2 points there.
Yeah.
And that's a 9-point lead with only a minute 20 to go here. We're not out of time yet, but we are pushing up on it as it will be handled by Multi there. Multi going to send that one to the far side tube to Hunter. Hunter's going to send this one in, hitting Hex. Hex going to go back to Hunter, but a little bit too high. Going to clear itself into the trap there, a high trap, as Oculon will pick it up. Oculon going to send it out. They have a chain there, looking for that dribble. And but a good read there, good grab by Multi, sending it back in. But that chain picking it right back up, getting cleared right back in. And we are out of that mathematical time. This will be round 2 to Hellbent, as this one's going to be picked up there by Baguette. Baguette looking for the ice. Oh, what a stop, though. And getting it right back as Multi got the stop. Multi gets it back, and Multi going to send it to Baguette. And he puts that one in for the 2. And that is the ice there, 11-point lead to Hellbent.
Deja vu all over again on another Duncan play at the top there. But yeah, Hellbent taking the second round decisively by the end of it. It took a little while to start pulling that separation, but they got it in these last several minutes with some of these shots, and Hellbent carrying that positive energy from that first round win right near that buzzer essentially of round 1 as a shot just misses there. And they will go on now to advance to what is the final match of this stream today. They're going to face the winners of Quackheads and A-Team, so do stay tuned for that. Of course, a lot of matches being played. Double elimination here in Europe, so yeah, a lot of matches still to go. And for Nameless here, they're going to go to the lower bracket and have themselves a battle to work it back into potentially a final situation tomorrow when we continue the Challenger Cup for both regions. But that said, I'm going to hand it off to Strembitsky now with some final notes.
Honestly, that game was really, really good for Hellbent. They absolutely just, their defense was solid. Both teams here, Nameless and Hellbent, that first round, they were showing us that they're really, really good at bubble passing and bubble offense and scoring. And in that first game, Hellbent gave up a lot of points by mistakes on their own end, causing perhaps open goals or rather easier shots that Nameless didn't really need to pass around Hellbent's defense as much. In this game, however, that didn't happen at all. Hellbent had the disc, and when they had possession, they would score with great controlled passing plays. And when they didn't have the disc, their defense was spot on and never, ever really let mistakes through. Hellbent's defense was just a masterclass this game. We see Lockie with 44 stuns, and then the next person on the stun has 31, and then the person after that only has 19. That really just goes to show, like, there's so much happening in the Hellbent bubble that Hellbent just, they're just not letting the disc in the goal. Just really, really overall well done by Hellbent. Just I don't even know what else to say. They just proved to everyone that first game was just a warm-up, really.
Well, it's hard to deny the results here, and once you get that kind of heat in the middle of a battle and you hit those game winners, those can just propel you to greatness. And certainly in round 2, well, in round 1 and round 2, it did for Hellbent. Nameless doing a fantastic job still yet. I mean, once again, these two teams coming in, like Strem noted earlier on, neck and neck in terms of how equal the game was thought to be. And in the first round, it definitely showed a lot of that. In this Challengers Cup, they are the 4th and 5th seeded teams, as you can see here on these overlays and the stats, again, courtesy of Ignite. 10th and 11th, respectively, here in the overall rankings over in Europe for the regular season. So really could have gone either way. Not too much of a difference record-wise, MMR-wise, between these two teams. And they did provide some fantastic highlights, as a Hellbent does take that. That said, let Dimwi read the stats here in a second if he do so pleases, but just note that we will be following Hellbent here into, again, the winners of Quackheads versus A-Team. So once that match is concluded, whenever that may be, well, we'll have ourselves the conclusion of your venues stream, and of course Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live as well. But yeah, it's gone by pretty quickly, and I say that in a good way. This just been kind of back-to-back entertainment. Absolutely,
and of course, this is only our first stream of the day. We have another one to get to later on this evening. But yeah, in this game here, you have your game high points going to Oculon with 12. Also picked up 1 assist, 1 save. Then 8 points there to Baguette, 4 assists, 3 saves. Lucky there with 4 points, 2 assists, 1 save. Multi with the U, 2 assists and 3 saves. So a lot of saves there on Hellbent that did probably did a lot of heavy lifting for. I mean, you add those up. If those are just twos, it's 6, 7, 8, 16 points there that they kept off the board just with those saves. And I mean, that's 16 points that would have turned the game 100%. And then we go over there to Nameless. Hunter there with 6 points, 1 assist. You got Multi with an O, 2 points, 4 saves, which is substantial. And Archie there with 4 points, 1 assist, 2 saves. And Hex picking up a dozen stuns there in that one. And yeah, just a good showing from both these teams. But that defense from Hellbent, I think those saves are what made the difference in this game. Is just that goalie play from every single player on their team on Hellbent.
Well, you know what? This is why I'm glad I have you and Strem, you know, analyzing that portion of it, because I felt there was definitely you know, good defensive plays that I called out, but probably not nearly enough justice being done, because yeah, the action was so fast, as Strem also noted there on the analysis, where it is easy sometimes to just get lost in the mix of, you know, wow, these teams are so good at the stacks, they're so good at chaining together, redirecting, finding the recoveries and taking advantage of those open goals and things like that. Then you get kind of lost in that energy. But it does suffice to say that the defense, just as much when it slowed down or when it came to those scoring opportunities in the goal, there was some very, very intense defense being shown. I mean, it was no joke. Any team in the league would struggle against some of what we saw, especially there from Hellbent in some spurts. I mean, they were just playing some excellent denial defense. Every time that disc, you know, sailed anywhere near that bubble on a pass attempt, like, they were good ideas on the passes, but or at least the right, you know, the right idea that you want to go for those bubble passes to the right places, shoulder, nest, backboard, etc. It's just that they weren't easily available thanks to the really good coverage being shown. So, you know, definitely good to point that out, and full credit to those teams for that. And yeah, with that said, again, we're kind of sticking with this one for now. We're still in the match with in the server with Hellbent. We're awaiting the finish of Quackheads versus A Team, and see if we can perhaps pull the brackets up for you in a second here. But I'll read them nonetheless. And in the sense that we got well, thus far we've been following mainly the upper part of these brackets, but you know, teams kind of shuffling between these two ones. We have Nant Esport facing off against Gyro, or faced off against Gyro, I should say, in this round, and taking the victory there. Gyro, of course, are rookie cup winners, rookie finals winners in Europe last week. But Nant Esport, a returning team from Season 1, able to take that victory in 2, and going on to face Scuffed now in this upcoming round. Scuffed taking on Baked Potato, another talented team there in this round. So just a lot of stuff going on. Meanwhile, over in the lower bracket, I can see the teams kind of working their way through that one. You have Nameless making their way to the current round of the lower bracket there, and we'll be facing off against the winners of Atlas versus potentially Biscuiteers or Arctis. We have Baked Potato and Gyro in there as well. So, I mean, again, we've not seen the last of them necessarily in the tournament, but just maybe for the last for this stream today, as we do continue on. So that said, ladies and gents, I do appreciate you guys for joining. And again, thank you to Ignite for helping out with these new overlays. And if there are any little hitches here and there, don't you mind those. We'll get those solved. Don't worry about it. But I appreciate you guys joining, and I'm glad people seem to like it. Many thanks again to our sponsors also: ProTube VR, VR Cover, Rebuff Reality, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net for all the support, and our fantastic moderators, whether they're playing, moderating, chatting, or otherwise. Alakos, Daniel McFabulous, Echo, Zero, Gilligan, Nada, Princess, Sneaky Evil, and of course Wit, who is on our cameras. Unheard, but his presence is definitely felt on the stream with a great camera work. Isn't that right, Wit? He says yes. Just kidding, he didn't. But anyway, he's leaving me on red right now. But yeah, that said, we are going to make our way to a hopefully brief intermission. We'll be back with our next match rather soon, or at the very least, some caster chat. So bear with us, and we'll be back with your final match of this day for Europe. take the last shot if they can. So here it goes, up high, over to the nest, and you know the rest.
What a save there by .com.
As a pass, 2 seconds, and in a hot second.
Mr. Napro coming away with it, sending it right back. Nice triangular passing and having the opportunity. Mr. Napro coming through.
It didn't take him long to get there. This team is fast.
And they're going to lose it again off that head button. You see how they recover. Absolutely incredible. Able to force Ignite to lose possession and then quickly reorient themselves and retrieve it. And then just Jaywalker sending a rocket.
They're pushing the bubble here, but no, he finds his teammate cutting in, and does get saved, though, by Copenhagen. He's going to make that clear.
Yeah, Copen making it happen. As another clear is going to be just taken out, though, by the intercept, but Noah Steele flying through and flying hot on the shot. It's a 3-point goal for Copenhagen.
Oh my God! Setting that one in.
Rocket will come away with possession. I didn't even see that happen, so he's going to send it up to the ceiling, and they're going to have that angle, and they're going to have 3 points. So sealable bag, they're going to tie it up.
All right, hello once again, everybody. Back here, getting ready. Still gonna be a little bit of time for the last match here of this particular cup on this particular region on this particular day. That is to say, it's a 2-day tournament here in the Challengers Cup, a open qualifiers essentially for teams outside the top 6 to get in and make their ways to those championship brackets starting next weekend. So this is the first day and the first stream of the day. We will have North America later on, and currently just waiting on a finish, I suppose, of the match between Quackheads and A Team. It looks like, and once that gets underway, we will be here to see that match happen, and just again, double elimination. So a lot of things could still happen yet, but nonetheless, we're going to follow this match, and until Quackheads or A Team are ready to go, well, we thought we'd just join you for a little chat again and just say hello. Again, we did have the casters cams at the ready just before the stream started, but some unexpected issues at the end there kind of put a damper on that, so you'll just have to deal with our lovely voices for now. But that said, I'm Palidore here once again on the cast. So we have SirDimwi casting, co-casting with me, as well as Strembitsky, both doing excellent jobs today, and it's been some fun matches. Wit over on the cameras just as well, isn't that right, Wit? Left me hanging again. But yeah, Dimwi, how you feeling? And in this match, or in this tournament so far, that last one, I mean, it seems like on a couple different occasions we were just barely denied those 3-rounders.
Well, right now I'm anxious.
Yeah.
I'm anxiously anticipating the results of this Quackheads 18 game, because it's one I didn't expect it to take too long, and I know how that sounds, and it's no disrespect to 18, but I mean, we've seen most of this tournament. In fact, every single game in this tournament so far, even in the second bracket there, has been decided in 2.
Yeah.
And Quackheads are the favorites coming in today. Are one of the 2 favorites, but are kind of the favorites coming in today. And facing off against A Team, a rather new team, you kind of, if the trend continues, you would expect it to be in 2. But they've been going for a hot minute here. It's making me think either, obviously, it could be some tech issues, or could we be seeing a major upset right now? Huh?
It
know.
wouldn't be unheard of. In the rookie finals, and maybe I'll hand it off to Strem here in a second to talk about it, because I know he was really intently watching. But in the rookie finals, for instance, we saw some upsets. In NA, we saw some major moves being made by Team Loki. That was Strem's favorites to potentially win that cup up until they faced Ding in, I think, the third round or so of the rookie finals last week. And yeah, it wouldn't be unheard of, because the skill level is just so high these days. And on any given day, we say it a lot, but it's really true that if one team, 2 teams on relatively equal level, maybe they don't show up to 100% capacity, and then the other team is maybe at 80%, you can definitely see the upsets. Or sorry, one team's at 100% and the other's at 80%. That's where you kind of see those differences. I mean, the margins are very thin, which is why you see the rankings just kind of move up and down, sometimes rather dramatically when these matches do occur.
I think we just saw some push-ups.
Push-ups.
I think that's what was happening. I think they're trying to stay warm. And I think they were literally just doing push-ups. I think that's what Wit was getting on camera there. Was this the fact that their bodies were kind of straight up and down was hiding the fact that I think they were both parallel to the floor doing push-ups. Just either that, or they were doing, they were on one of those bars, kicking their feet up and doing the dips, but I'm pretty sure we just witnessed some push-ups. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, well, on these streams, you don't, on these long form tournaments, these cup style ones, sometimes there will be a waiting time, just waiting on other matches to finish. And I know it's always a case too, just trying to stay warm. We mentioned it in the context of matches, sometimes you got those timeouts that can break up a momentum and just calm things down in a way that you don't like sometimes. Well, other times, between these rounds, yeah, you got to find out ways to stay mentally engaged, physically warmed, and all things like that. Strem, you around right now?
Yes, sir.
So I'm curious, let me know, because I've said this in the past on how, for me anyway, like when I was competing, honestly, the warm-ups, I like the idea of them. They make perfect sense. But for me, when I was playing, oftentimes it would still take the first round, like the actual round of the matches that day, for me to get warmed up, really. So I'm just kind of curious how it is for you guys. Do you guys benefit from pre-game scrims or warm-ups too much, or what's your habits? What's your situation like there on Kangos?
So I think my team and I know the experience of first round jitters probably better than most. We always have warm-ups before league matches. We always have at least a series, so 30 minutes of game time before the real game. And unfortunately, that doesn't usually matter, because the first game or first round of the real game is still so messy for us. it comes down to like there's almost a philosophical discussion to be had with you know, if you're playing a certain team in a league match, then you should be finding a warm-up that is very similar to that team you're playing. And sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you can only find a team to warm you up that might be a polar opposite of the league match you're playing. So that could actually harm you in some cases. But then there's the argument of, well, you want to be warm. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You just need to be warm. You need to be hitting your shots and hitting your passes. But
yeah,
what really matters is that first game against in a league match. The first minute is so important, because if it doesn't matter how good you're feeling or how bad you're feeling, what happens in that first minute is going to change how you feel regardless. If I go into a game where I'm expecting to win, say I'm playing a team where I think that without a doubt my team's already won, we're gonna beat this team.
What teams would those be?
I got opinions, but no, but if we go into a game like that where we are expecting to win, and then in the first minute we get scored on 3 times and it's 6-0, you know, we're not going to be feeling good. We're probably going to, you know, we practice a lot of our mental game, and I think we're really good at it now to not tilt at that point, you know, to come back. I know that a few weeks ago now, maybe even over a month ago, we had a game against Spaghetti where I thought was the perfect example of how not to tilt, and like the perfect example of all our practice with mental game really paying off. But yeah, like you're asking me about warming up and how a warm up really matters. You need to warm up regardless. If you don't warm up, you're at a way worse position. But what really matters is like don't go into a game with that warm up. Like don't warm up with the intention of just getting hype above all else. Like you're just trying to get excited and be loud and be hyped, because you know, a little of a tangent here at ESL VRL season 2 in the Leicester Invitational, that LAN event there. When I went, my team played Eclipse and we lost. And in order to get excited and untilt for the next game we had, we just tried to get hype and get loud and start yelling and just like get excited, like just override all of the negative feelings with pure hype. And that actually was not helpful, because we went into the game so incredibly hyped that we were not playing smart at all. We were just like our mechanics were good, but we weren't doing what we should have been doing. We were just doing what we thought, like, you know, we were trying to shoot on goalies and clear and boost faster than an EU team, you know?
I think what you're looking for is like, you want controlled chaos, right? You want it wild, but you still want to be executing to your plans.
You want to feel good and be excited, but you need to be smart about it. You need to control that hype in order, like, yeah, using hype to untilt is a great thing. But if you're playing with nothing but hype and like adrenaline, you're not thinking, right? And you need to be thinking, especially in games like this, bringing it back. We're in an open qualifier, double elim, sure, but these teams are fighting for their chance in the finals. So if you're playing without thinking, you're not going to succeed.
Well, absolutely, I agree. And you know, another thing I'm curious about, as we do get quackheads in the match, they're starting to file in the server, so we're gonna get ready to go soon. Redirect this question to Dimwi real quick. If you happen to know, maybe not, but I do know, since Dimwi's been kind of actively engaged and you know, watching rookie teams a lot and coaching some of them as well, things like that. Just the idea of talking about warm-ups with so many teams these days. Now, it's one thing at the high level where you have a lot of, like at the, you know, master division, top of the game and such, you know, a lot of the teams kind of familiar with each other somewhat, at least, and a little more tight-knit in that situation. But what about the other divisions? What about every other division that has dozens and dozens of teams? I'm curious, do all teams, outside the context of a regular match, of a scheduled match, do all teams even get to know each other anymore? Like, do they scrim each other frequently, or is it like the same, you know, few teams? Or does maybe one team in, say, Diamond or Gold or Silver, do they scrim, you know, 30 different teams throughout the season? That's what I'm wondering.
No, I think most of them, at least the ones I interact with, as far as particularly rookie teams go, they kind of have almost have their own little circles of teams. Now their circles are very intertwined, but like each team has their share of teams that they're mostly friends with, that they have in their servers, that they play other games with, that they scrim as warm-ups, or they scrim regularly, like back in the day, the Wireless Jacks, we scrim probably once a week at least. And I know there's other teams that do that with regular frequency at the top there. I mean, particularly at the top of the rookie team. When you're talking about the teams that like got into the rookie finals, you are talking teams that have been scrimming each other and do know each other very well. They're all really good friends, and I think that's kind of how it's sectioned off. That as you move down the ladder, you'll find another group of teams that are really close to each other, and then you go down a little bit further. The groups might get bigger and not as tight, but they're still there. So yeah, they definitely they definitely know each other really well. There's a lot of great friendships that have developed.
Oh yeah, well, that much is definitely clear when I just do some of these streams for the newer teams throughout the season. It's not just, it's interesting, you get to see new faces in the Twitch streams and on the and on the venue streams, and every single week when we stream a rookie team or just a newer roster and things like that, you see the supporters filing in. It's not just the days of old where it was kind of the same community and same familiar, regular Twitch regulars, basically. Like you'll see regulars maybe for master games. You'll see some regulars that are mainly just there for some silver and gold games or some diamond games. You'll see maybe a mix of all of them coming in on some of the hypest matches each week. But the point is, you definitely see the community has grown, but it also still has maintaining a lot of these tight circles of teams and groups that just scrim each other, kind of keep each other pumped up and hyped. They go on the streams, they support, they watch, they critique. But it's all very entertaining for sure, and it's only continuing as the growth does continue. I mean, we have still a lot of stuff ahead. You factor in the rumored new potential headset there, Quest, factor in holidays, things like that. I mean, Echo is just going to continue to grow, and the team count is going to continue to grow in the coming seasons. But right now, guess what? We're going to continue to show this matchup here, the final one of this particular day. This is not the finals, don't make a mistake. This is the fourth round of these brackets. This is a 2-day event for both regions. And that said, we're starting, so here we go. It's Hellbent versus Quackheads, and that first attempt is going to be snagged there. Multi off that joust, and pretty hot start, but it will be Hellbent, who we just saw off a hot 2-round victory, including a game winner in the first round. Going up against the number 1 seeded Quackheads in this tournament.
Yeah, you also notice Hellbent got the headbutt on that initial joust, there, and it went right in the hands of Quackheads. So that's kind of a good example of when the headbutt fails you. But now Quackhead's going to send this one in. That was Irony Man sending it all the way down into the Hellbent bubble, but no chain to get down there. Maybe got stopped up in the back there as it turns right back over, but then again right back over. The boss here with it, near side trap under pressure there by Oculan. Sending it across there to middleman. He gets stunned out. Oculan going to track this one down. Has an open lane. Going to just slap it in to that Quackhead zone. Going to bounce to that far side trap there. Will be maybe a bit of a scrum for it.
All right, so Gob with the disc here, perhaps with a lot of stunts at the very least. Baguette is there, though, to collect that one. Sends it over to a corner, just hoping it's a teammate nearby, but no one but the boss is going to swing through on a clear that just ends up being a self-pass, but now being lost off a stun. Back to Irony Man, and another stun, and intercept, or steal, rather. A lot of just exchanges of possession as they windmill around the nest, and Baguette takes it for the first couple points.
That was so Baguette knew he was just draped by Quackhead's players there. I mean, he was just he was covered in them, and just a little twirl there. I mean, that's the power of juking. He didn't do a whole lot. All he did was twirl on that block to give himself a little bit extra time to get that shot off. That was fantastic work there. Hellbent's going to take the first goal of round 1 here, and almost 2 minutes in, they're up by 2.
Yeah, and now with Irony Man here on the pile up from the defense, just having a turnover now go the way of Hellbent, and they're going to take control of it. But we talked about the controlled chaos earlier on with Strem and things like that, and definitely seeing this first couple minutes of play being a little bit of that. There's some chaoticness to it, but trying to find their groove, and will just be a clear up into the top pocket. But I do like the redirects and these quick stacks coming in nicely from Quackheads.
And another good stun there. Oculan is just all over this team. He's playing this really aggressive with this really aggressive defense. And now, but another turnover here. The boss with it. The boss under pressure, going to get this one down there to middleman. Middleman taking his time, going to let his team set up here slowly, deliberately. Draws the chain out, sends this one up, hits the boss. The boss juking one, going to send this one across. It's Gobshite. Gobshite trying to go back to middleman. Ooh. Middleman stopped up there, didn't get the grab. Does ultimately pick it up though. So another opportunity here for Quackheads is Irony Man now with it. Irony Man on this near side, the inverted pyramid there. Irony Man sending that one down. Looking for middleman, out of reach. Gonna bounce around, careen around to the other side there. Good boost there from Gob. Gob going over to Irony Man. Irony Man, far side. Gonna restart it here for Quackheads.
All right, so 3 minutes in and only 2 points scored thus far. About to change perhaps as a drive attempt gets shut out by the pole, but still return there. Middleman up to the backboard, and that's a beautiful assist. Great recognition off the initial misplay. Multi looking unhappy about that one going through, but Quackheads, they enjoy seeing that one for their first two, kind of breaking the seal on this first half of this first round.
Yeah, that was some very patient passing from Quackheads, just looking for the space, looking for those lanes to take advantage of. And it does earn them the goal there, but we're almost 4 minutes in. It's still just a 2-goal game, 1 goal apiece here, 2-2. As it's going to be a turnover there. Middleman with it now. Middleman look for that lane, finds it as a bunch of stuns go out. And that is Gobshite sending that one in for the 2. And that's going to be a Quackheads 2-point lead, 4-2.
And you see right there, sometimes you just need to break that seal. Keep talking about it, but it's funny how you see the goal go through once and suddenly you're calm. That rumbling in your belly, that nervousness, that frantic energy that you sometimes feel to start off these games, it disappears and you get into the groove of the game. Everything outside of the headset starts to fade into the background, and then you just feel good. You start to roll. And Quackheads now trying to do just that off some back-to-back scores. Maybe a couple more if they can get this recovery. Looks like they will just miss it initially, but Middleman there to recover, has it stunned and snagged out now by Irony Man, who resets over to the route to Gob. Gob making a play here, right back to the side pass. Execution excellence, and now the boss finishes this shot with 6-2 now on the scoreboard.
I'm watching this one back on the stream there. That was a nice, he may have turned for it, but he still had to reach back a little bit. I wouldn't go so far as to call it a behind the back shot, but he definitely had to reach for that one, and a nice hook on it there. He definitely brought it back behind the body and got that one in, slams it in. And Quackhead's now going to go up by 4 halfway through round 1.
Right, and this is, again, round 4 of these challenger brackets in Europe. In the upper bracket, that is to say, in double elimination for this region. So, you know, these teams, they'll still have chances to recover, but making it this far already, they want to get all the way to the end. They don't want to have to contest that lower bracket. It's always a tough situation. And right now, you know, these teams are fighting for it. About halfway through, we've got 6-2 on the scoreboard, and a recovery here from Middleman, grabbing that disc and now sending it through on a very efficient boost right down the floor, just snaking through that tunnel.
It was efficient, but that turnover, not good. Hellbent gets it back in the Quackhead zone, but it's going to turn right back over to the boss here for Quackheads. So, good disruption there. Can they get this turnover? They do. They pick it up. That's a long shot there. Back at heartbreaking as that one's going to ding off the inside of the post. Octagon out with it. He's going to get sent out there by Irony Man. Irony Man picking that one up, going to get it cleared out through that far side too. But they're right in the hands of Multi. Not to be confused with Multi. Mm-hmm. As Multi sending this one up to Baguette, the Breadman Baguette sending this one up. Oh, just out of reach of Oculan, who was looking at well, not an empty net. I was actually confused by the position of the goalie there.
Mm-hmm.
Gobshite gonna carry this one through the near side tube now for Quackheads, looking to put another one on the board with 3.5 to go.
And you know, sometimes talking about breaking the seal on a scoring drought of sorts, sometimes one door opens for one team, the door closes for the other. Right now, shutting it on the boss, or is the boss rather, and going right into it for the 8-2 lead. So now, after struggling a little to start, 3 goals in a row for Quackheads, and at the moment, it's Hellbent finding themselves in a position where they need to just find their rhythm again here, despite the fact that they did score first early on in the round.
So yeah, so 3 minutes to go here. Look at that chain from Quackheads there. They were just all up on it, but they do get broken up, and now Hellbent, well, you know, that's the thing. When you break up that chain, you got to start pushing forward. They do start pushing forward here. They do finally take advantage of that, but it gets done there by Gobshite. That's going to force the turnover. So Irony Man with it now. 4 Quackheads, 2:45 on the clock, slowing it down. They can definitely afford to run some of the time off the clock now, as Gobshite's going to handle it in the near side tube, sending this one in deep. Going to hit the boss, but he's going to get stuffed there by Baguette. Baguette trying to get it out. He does clear it through the near side tube. and they're going to recollect it here on the other side.
See, look at that. That's just pure efficiency and a pure efficient 3. Baguette, the bottom corner of that goal. Wasted no time. The stacks were beautiful. That shot was beautiful. Wow.
I didn't think for a moment the goal was open. I really didn't. And there was a goalie down there, so like my instinct was right. There was a body there, but I guess he was scrumming it up with that the offenseman there. And an immediate turnover. Okulan sending this one in, gonna hit the barrier and bounce back out and gonna get right back in the hands of Quackheads there. So an opportunity gone there. But what an opportunity it was. That chain is so fast though, but the passing is even better. But look at that. They still get a disruption. Don't get the turnover as Middleman gets a good recovery there. Middleman sending that one up, but another stun here. Hellbent is just hell-bent on not losing round 1. That was so bad.
Exactly that, to both of what you said. But Gob with a disc here is going to take it from that side, and up by 3 points, 130 left on this first round, and they're going to be good to go if they stall a little bit here. I mean, they're definitely starting to feel a little bit of that pressure, of course. You know, it's going to be there, but in this situation, if they can maintain some control, they should be okay. That said, opposite for Hellbent, they're going to want to play aggressively here, not give time for Quackheads to line up passes like that.
Oh my.
Great pass to the corner on that shoulder, and Irony Man to Boss for that delivery.
Wow, I didn't catch who the defender was, but there was a defender that was right on the Boss there. Like, so he had overshot the Boss, was on his way back to the Boss as a pass came in, almost got to the lane, didn't, got onto the Boss. The Boss still got the shot off before he could get the stun out. That was just that was talk about threading a needle. And that, you know, we bring up the margins of the Boss empty net, gonna send it in. Oh no.
Losing that out on that one, but you know what? An interception just the same. So, silver linings. They wasted a few seconds off the clock with that and still maintain possession. Might just do it again. And you know what? Either way is going to be good for them. As a quick stat comes out, chaining together was Okulan and Baguette, but unable to get the disc back initially. So, we'll just be a drive into the goal and right in that top pocket. But Locky did lock it. With 20 seconds left, a save, a clear. But there's going to be no time for that comeback in this round. So, it will be Quackheads. Maybe one more shot here about to go in. So beautiful from Baguette. Maybe consolation points to bring it within 2 as this round does expire.
Yeah, that was just a great shot. It's unfortunate, you know, that it came at the time that it did. It's not enough to get them that, you know, get them back in the lead. But wow, Hellbent really kicked it off there near the end of round 1.
Yeah, we saw this in some of the matches. Excuse me, earlier too, right? Where you know, those late round flurries are actually so important towards the outcomes of the second rounds oftentimes, and how a team comes out the gates, you know. So even if you do drop one round, whether it's by a lot or a little bit, if you can finish strong, the carryover effect is very, very real. We've seen it on a couple of different matches today so far, and just in general throughout the season. Keeping the foot on that pedal is just of utmost importance, and it's, well, of utmost difficulty sometimes for any team. But Strembitsky, by the by, sorry. How's it going?
Hello. Yeah, so honestly, from this game, both teams are incredibly fast. Both teams are great at brawling. Their chain's good. Quackheads in particular is staying very disciplined with their chain. They're not overextending and they're staying together. They're also, Quackheads is also looking very good with their bubble offense. It took them a long time to score most times, but they kept recovering it and kept finding opportunities, just increasing their chances. And especially once Quackheads found their rhythm, they constantly found ways to get through Hellbent's defense using slow, calculated passing plays. Quackheads just kept shutting down Hellbent's offense every round they would score with their hyper-aggressive chain. And I thought that once Quackheads had a lead, Hellbent started making lots of mistakes, probably just due to the pressure of the chain. So really, it just comes down to who is using the opportunities they're getting, because they're both getting opportunities. But let's see what they can do in round 2.
And Palidore not giving you enough of an opportunity to speak. Whoops. But thank you for that, Strem. Absolutely. Round 2 is off to a really hot start. Hold on there. Almost getting one of those unfortunate self-goal opportunities there. Not really an opportunity so much as the opposite of that. But nonetheless, through the tunnel, it's going to be taken by the Boss. And now trying to stabilize as he passes it to Irony Man, and then over to Middleman.
The Middleman's trying to track that one down. Can't. Chain's gonna get there first. Baguette, long shot. Is it? No, just high. But man, flat bounce off the backboard there. Gobshite's gonna pick that one up. What an opportunity there! As Middleman just could not track that one down. And you know, anyone who's had to try to chase a disc that's bouncing around the tubes there knows, you know, it can sometimes be difficult. you know, as a gobshite opportunity to doing the swim. Oh, man, that would have been beautiful.
It would have been, but that said, 1 minute in and no score. So the boss with the disc having a very effective first round. See if they can do it again here with some passes off of those very nice handles, and now dismantles the defense for the 3. It's Gob.
That's 10 meters out off the backboard. Goalie, I think, just got stunned out, but that's a goal there from Gobshite. I just like saying his name like that. It's just so much fun. Goals can be an excuse. All right.
Well, it will no doubt get us in trouble with sponsors one day, but for now, we're good. Akilalan with the disc. Over to Lockie now. Gob with the disc here. Gonna snag it out and send it right down to the boss. And the boss trying to let it loose on the goal, but recovered here by Gob. And then Gob going back to the boss, but again, being lost off those missed handles. Yet another recovery. And finally, the charm as he gets the 5th point for Quackheads.
You know, I was going to say 3rd time's a charm, but you kind of already said it, but only kind of. That doesn't feel fair. But you know what is fair? You get 3 opportunities on a goal. The 3rd one's going in.
I was going to say 3rd time. I just wasn't confident if that was 3rd or 4th, to be honest. So I just went with the safe route. But nonetheless,
3rd. I don't care what anybody says. Don't watch the VOD.
Please watch the VOD. Unless I'm wrong, then don't. That said, nothing wrong with that shot. Middle man, that was graceful.
That was awesome.
That was graceful. 13 meters a second. I mean, it was precise, but it was slow. But you know what? He needed to finesse that because he didn't really have a steady foothold to line that up, and there was defense approaching. So just kind of got rid of it, and that was a nice shot.
No, that's what it is. I mean, you're talking about margins, man. I almost brought it up earlier, but then there's an interception and a goal. But the margins you're dealing with at this level, you don't have time. You don't have time. You really don't. You rarely get a lane. So when you have those opportunities, even if it's a fraction of a second, that's why you can't hesitate. You know, I can't tell you how many goals, how many opportunities I lost because I hesitated for half a second. And that's all it takes. That's the margin of error you're working with here. It's the boss.
Oh no!
Oh man, Multi tried. I think, was he stunned? No, I don't think he was. But he went for a headbutt save and just didn't quite get it.
Yeah, he definitely headbutted that one. Just redirected the wrong way. So that is very. As that goes in for the double-digit lead now for Quackheads. But yeah, back to what you were saying though, it's absolutely correct. The opportunities there are not, the open opportunities aren't readily available for very long if they're there. In fact, we've seen for Hellbent, they've had a few, at least 2 or 3 times here throughout this series, they've had a few of these open goals, these threes they've taken and just barely missed. Because they were trying to push that advantage. Now, some of them, they hit at least a couple of them, but the main point is that, yeah, you just have no time to waste, so you really do need to be precise and not nice on the stuns as it gets turned over here. There's another quick shot, but you see just not really enough time to line those shots up, and especially when you're feeling in kind of an off rhythm as a team, it can be tough taking the extra long distance things.
Now, Iron Man with it here. Quackhead's currently up by 10. 4 minutes off the clock. Good turnaround there, though. Lockie's sending it back into the bubble. Chain's gonna get there. Are they gonna get the points? They are. Baguette's gonna bring that one in for the 2. That is Hellbent's first 2 on the board here in round 2. And you know what? They were a bit behind in round 1, and they brought it back within 2. There's still a lot of time here. Hellbent can absolutely bring this one back on Quackheads here. Quackheads have to be careful. They have to keep scoring.
Oh yeah, we saw that just even in the last match there with Hellbent, you know, just doing a fantastic job to sweep a Nameless in what could have been a 3-round series, and it was close, but that first round just came down to a buzzer beater play essentially. And that said, maybe making some more plays here, but point is, we've seen this team catch fire in a hurry and make these later round comebacks. So can they do it here? Well, not in this attempt, because it's a stun, it's a steal, and it's an eventual clear from Gob.
Yeah, that drive was a little too ambitious. It was a 2-on-4 there. The entire Quackheads defense was there, and the boss is gonna walk this one in. Gonna watch this one back on the stream. Yeah, he just kind of ducks on his way in, sends that one in for the 2, and that's how Quackheads back to 10-point lead here. But I mean, do not count Hellbent out just yet. We still have a lot of time left here in round 2, as Hellbent's gonna come out for this joust advantage.
Yeah, and with that said, as they do joust out here, quick update as well. It will be Nantes Esport heading into the semifinals. We'll see that on stream tomorrow, but they'll be facing the winner of this match. So that said, Quackheads, though, going to be focused on this play and closing this out if they can. 4 minutes left to do so, and a dish to the backboard area as Boss recovers and just makes a play right up to the pass at the nest. And Middleman just signs it home, and it's 14-2 now, and really starting to pull ahead again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just more relentless attack there from Quackheads. They keep getting these. I would hesitate to actually try to identify what the issue is at the moment, but Quackheads, when they're attacking the bubble here, they get so many opportunities, and every opportunity is right next to the goal. And but this is some beautiful passing coming up from Hellbent right now. Locky sending this one across. As I say it, that one's gonna scuff, but still in the hands of Hellbent. Maybe Octagon trying to track it down. No, the boss with it, getting the clear.
All right, so to the other side it goes. There's a stacks blazingly fast, recovered by Multi, but not too far behind was the second stack. Middleman now recovering that one, but you see, you don't have time. You get one grab on the disc, but there's always another player nearby or another stack nearby as that shot just goes right by, and Multi having a tough time there at the goal, not happy with it, and you know, trying his best, but there's just so much interference being ran now, and the game's starting to get away. It's 16-2.
Yeah, Multi was not happy about that one, but you got to point out that there was a great angle on that from the camera, because the boss, the way he came in, he jukes off the ceiling, off the shoulder, and into the goal. That was a beautiful play from the boss. The boss getting it back, has a lane, sends it in. Ooh. Oh, the ding, and that one's going to bounce out, but still a 14-point lead here, under 3 to go. Quackhead's still looking pretty. Yeah,
and just a correction, because I saw apparently the first time the scores were inputted wrong, so as that shot goes from Gobshite, actually scuffed. As I'm now seeing in the updated brackets, Scuffed did in fact win that match. That was just incorrectly reported the first time. So that said, well, there you go. They have intense matches to look forward to, and not too long in the future. But yeah, cannot let up for Quackheads. Just finish this one strong, even though it's looking mighty in their favor. You know, just keep on executing until that buzzer sounds, or until that mercy potentially happens. And you know, same thing for Hellbent, because they're not out of this tournament yet, is a thing. They still have an opportunity in that lower bracket to make their way back. You know, and we can still very well see them again tomorrow if they play their cards right. So just got to take it minute by minute, round by round, game by game. And yeah, we'll see how this all unfolds over the next 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the beauty of the double limb. I mean, and they really showed, Hellbent really showed in that first round that, you know, even though they're kind of looking at a potential mercy here, as Gobshite's going to pick that one up, sending that one up to the boss. The boss is going to send this one up to Middleman. Middleman looking to drive. No, he's going to back it out here because they still have a minute and a half as Middleman does start coming in. Looking to send that one to the boss. Looks like the boss has dropped out, at least black screen. Gob going to send that one back to Irony Man. And but I mean, Hellbent showed I mean, you know, they brought that first game within 2. It really shows you their potential, as Gob's going to send that one in. Oh, good soft penalty. And that was going to get sent out minutes ago here as Hellbent does track that one down. Locky going to send this one in. They chase it down again. Opportunity.
Wow.
Oof. Stave off that, maybe that staving off that mercy, putting that 2 on.
That was lightning quick. That first clear down the way, all 4 players for Hellbent, all 4 players converged on the disc at the exact same time, sent another clear, and they all got back to the bubble at about the same time for that recovery and goal. That was actually really nice and super efficient coming in off that clear, those 2 clears for Hellbent. But yeah, a little too late for a return in this round. But I mean, you know, some last minute scores, still going to be good for them. And yeah, trying to just play for at least the lower bracket now, and trying to also play for the pride in terms of not letting this be a mercy.
Yeah, because you know that's what, you know, when it gets that late in the game, and you know you're not gonna, you know, there's not enough time left. You gotta start playing for something, and stopping that mercy, that you know, it might even add a little step, an extra step to your jive. Because yeah, it's you don't want to, especially in cat, you don't want to get mercy. Nobody wants that. So they do stave that off. They do cut that lead down to 14 here, but it will be Quackhead's going to take us 1-2 over Hellbent.
Yeah, and with that said, they're going to go on to face Scuffed. That match will be occurring tomorrow as part of the semifinals of this Challenger Cup. And once again, for those joining us throughout, or maybe didn't catch it on earlier, yeah, this is the second to last week, an open qualifying cup, essentially, among teams outside that top 6. And just playing for their top, or their positions here in this Challenger Cup over the next 2 days to make it into the top 8 to compete then for the championship. $3,500 prize pool there at stake, and all these teams trying to play their way and pave the way for their share of it. Over to Strembitsky now for the final analysis here of the stream.
Yeah, so for that game, to start it off, we saw Quackheads just opening up with a huge lead, and then they just started abusing Hellbent's offensive jousts. It looked like the problem was that Hellbent was trying to play too fast. It seemed as if they were passing because of the idea of Quackhead's chain, but not because of what they actually saw the chain doing. They're playing too fast under the pressure of the chain, probably due to being behind by so much so early in the game, especially, already being down one round in the series. So probably a little bit of panic there, but above all else, the chain defense by Quackheads was just so good. They were never splitting up unless they wanted to cover separate defenders. They never got stunned out. They never got close enough for that to happen. And then every time the disc was loose, they would jump on it and they would get it and they would actually score really, really quick off that possession. Just really a masterclass of a chain, and I guess the EU chain meta by Quackheads here.
Yeah, executed it beautifully for sure. I mean, we saw the same from Hellbent, maybe less so overall in this series compared to the one just prior versus Nameless, but really just showing the full platter. I mean, these teams, they can pass, they can boost, they can defend, they can do a little bit, actually a lot bit of everything. In this case, it definitely was just a pylon from the side of Quackheads, converting on so many of their goal attempts and just recoveries. You mentioned the brawls, which they're always very well known for sure in the European scene. And Dimwi, want to give us a read of those stats quick?
Yeah, that was a good game. Fantastic showing from both teams. Your game high points going to go to the boss. Picking up 14 points in that one, also getting 2 assists. You've got a Mick Gob there with 7 points, 4 assists, 2 saves. I'm just kidding. Gob, shade, Iron
There
Man.
it is.
Picking up 2 assists, 1 save. Middleman there, 5 points, 3 assists, 1 save. And then over there on Hellbent, you got 12 points to bag at. Definitely bringing the bread home. Also picking up a save. And Lockie there, 2 points, 2 assists. I'm not the pun king like Palidore guy, so you're gonna have to give me some leeway on these. Malty there with the U, picking up 3 saves. Some very clutch saves he did pick up. Oculao picking up an assist and 2 saves. And just fantastic showing from both teams. And I've got not much else to say about it. I mean, that was just Quackhead's going to take that one in 2. Hellbent really showed their potential there in that first round, and then coming back in that second round, despite they could have just given up. There was only one more. They were only 1 goal away. They could have said, "Whatever, man. We'll just wait for tomorrow." But no, they kept fighting till the end. You got to play to the whistle, and they did it there. A lot of respect for Hellbent after that one.
No, absolutely. They had, again, some very good highlight-worthy plays, game winner earlier on. I mean, those are the things that do carry with you well past the context of just one single match or one single day. So well played on their end. They'll still have a chance tomorrow in the lower bracket, along with a handful of other teams. I think lower bracket's still currently in the works, some matches going on, but yeah, so with that said, now for all those tuning in here, whether you're on Oculus Venue, Twitch TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, gaming, whatever the case, thank you for joining us so much. And we still have a lot more to come, is the beauty of this all. We have the North American qualifying cups, the Challenger Cups, happening later on today, day 1 of it, that is to say. And 70 some teams participating on that end. It's going to be wild for sure, but yeah, that's going to be starting at 3 p.m. PDT, so that's 6 EDT, and 8 UTC. I should quit trying to do math like that. Help me out here, Dimwi. 10 UTC. That's right. That's more correct.
I don't know UTC. I can give you London, East Coast, West Coast, and Australia.
I was gonna go with what is it? Not BST, but there's an alternative that the EU community does tend to prefer. We'll just say, but yeah, nonetheless,
Basically BST.
Yeah, it's basically BST. But yeah, so coming up in the next 3 hours exactly, just about from now, is when that'll start. Of course, the pre-show, that is to say. 30 minutes after that is when we'll have the matches start off, and we'll be right back here, same place. Same location, same sites, apps, and what have you. So with that said, Thank you one more time to our sponsors in ProTube VR, VR Cover, Rebuff Reality, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net. Our league moderators in Alicos, Dano McFabulous, Echo Zero, Gilligan, Nada, Princess, Sneaky Evil, and Wit, who is also here on the cameras today. Thanks to our governing mods as well. Alongside myself, it's Dakin Man and Mama Verds. Appreciate them very much. And again, to all you guys for watching, thank you so much. I've been Palidore. This has been SirDimwi, Strembitsky on the analysis, and also the first 2 matches co-casting alongside me. And then again, Wit on the cameras. Until 3 hours from now, this has been VRML. Be happy, be healthy, be safe, be good to each other. And we'll see you again very soon.